was.
It was a little too long. She got like my first grade teacher. You know what I mean? My elementary school principal, and I'm like, I don't need all this.
That's dope.
No, but it was cool, man. It was a great job, and thank you, fellas, for taking the time to do that.
Yeah, and Emran was one of the stars.
And that guy.
Wait! Before you say anything, remember now you barter with that.
I know. No, it's funny because I was watching it with Nick, and I'm like, Nick, that's your boss right there. That's your boss. Because he is. No, but Emran's my guy, man. I appreciate him, man. And so, no, it was a great day, fellas. I missed y'all, though. I missed you.
Man, well, thank you. Helped us out. Jay texted you about something. The whatever it is.
Yeah. So thank you. And that little green. Yeah. And I've actually put it on my hands before because I thought it was like moisturize, like lotion. But then your hands get all dry, so it's like it's the opposite effect, and it feels kind of weird. I will say this though.
I knew you knew.
Oh yeah.
That's why I said right Drapes. Yeah.
I did call into the show yesterday, believe it or not.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
When?
Yep, I called into the show and got immediately put on hold.
Oh yeah, that's what
I know that.
Oh no,
I was like, yeah,
truly,
this how the callers be?
Absolutely, man. Especially when I'm doing 2-3 things at one time.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And because Emran was there too, and because y'all said something, I was like, I got to defend myself. Kids were in the car. They're like, Dad, you should call in. Right. You should call in. I was on hold for like 15 minutes, man. I was like, damn, is this how Mitch feels when he calls in?
Why you didn't hit me on the back line?
I should have.
So just so you know, yesterday you didn't get on, but 10 did. So
I heard what did 10 say?
Oh,
y'all were.
Oh man,
10 was here a little while ago, and if you get a chance, come on by, say hi. We're at Tom's Watch Bar, right outside the Golden One Center. I love this because that is the Winnie the Pooh statue, and I'm right. I'm parallel with it, so I can only see the side of it, and I'm so grateful for that. Right there, that's the Winnie the Pooh statue right there.
Is that
Piglet?
Is it?
Yes, that's it. And the way I'm lined up, I can only see the very side of it.
So I heard you guys talking about statues.
$8 million.
No.
Yes.
8 million?
Yes. 8 million, brother.
I thought you were talking 8,000. 8 million for that?
Correct.
I'm not going to say anything. I might get in trouble. Vivek might have commissioned that. You know what I mean? That might be his baby.
Well, look, I'll say this. I looked it up a few times, and Vivek was in a few of the pictures. So be careful.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Be careful, brother.
It's a beautiful piece of art.
Yeah.
Is it really
there
Winnie
you go.
the Pooh? A Piglet?
It's Piglet from Winnie the Pooh, yeah.
Is that new?
No, that was here from the get-go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jay had a hard time believing it was See, that's interesting. $8 million for a piece that somebody comes here and works here for a living says, I never noticed it.
Because I'm focused when
I know that.
You know what I mean? I'm focused, but I need to get out more. Obviously, I didn't even notice that.
How about your focus for tonight's game? This is a tough one again tonight for your Kings.
Yeah, and the thing that's so alarming and scary for me about this game, obviously the Clippers a good team, tough matchup, but usually at this time teams aren't playing for much. They know what seed they're in. Clippers still don't know. They still got something to play for.
Yeah.
And so we're going to get their best effort. At last check, Zubats was questionable, but I got to imagine he's going to play. All these guys are going to play tonight. And so it's going to be, and we're shorthanded. Keegan Murray is back, which is great, good because we need him. But I'm worried about tonight's game.
Yeah. Lots to be worried about. Do we know what the status of Keegan is? I heard questionable.
He's available.
Oh, he is? Okay.
Yeah. He has been upgraded to available last time I checked. So, I feel like, it's, I don't want to say all hands on deck, but, you're really trying to clinch that number 9 seed. And you can still do that, obviously, even if you lose tonight. But you want to be playing some solid basketball going into the playoffs, some good vibes.
Sure.
And, Keegan's missed a few games. And so, yeah, man, I think we need him against this team. Who's guarding Kawhi Leonard? Exactly. And so we need Keegan Murray to guard Kawhi Leonard. Yeah, looking at the injury report, listed as available.
Great. Speaking of good vibes, how much fun did you have with Jerry? That was a lot of fun.
I stayed
for the first half. And then
did you watch, Jay?
So
did you get to see?
I got to see the second half.
Oh, don't get me started. Jerry's the easiest person I've ever worked with. He's he goes with the flow. You know what I mean? And it's never about him, no ego or anything. And it was fun, man. It was just two guys sitting there having fun with each other. And I see why Jerry is so beloved here in this city.
Mm-hmm.
What did he say to you? Because I know you're good friends. Did he give you any?
I think he's been so busy. I texted him after the game, and I just said, "You're truly one of a kind." And I haven't heard back from him yet. I think he just was. I can't imagine.
Inundated.
Yeah.
Let's get him on.
Yeah.
Remember, we were supposed to get him on yesterday.
Yeah. After
and
that,
he reached out. I was like, "Hey, am I coming on?" I was like, "Oh no, you on the morning show, whatever. We can get him on." He told me today.
Okay.
You want to talk to him?
Yeah, let's
want to get a
on.
grade?
Yeah, I want to hear it, because for me it was tremendous, man. I really enjoyed it, and just watching him maneuver throughout the arena too. People's reaction to him.
Yeah.
And everybody, our producer, Ro Das, director Mike Bird, graphics guy Josh Hood, they never come out. They came out and took a picture with Jerry on the floor. Doug Christie.
That was I got a little.
You saw that? Walked over and dapped him up and everything.
And
Doug, nice hug and everything.
Great.
Like, Doug never does that. And
Yeah.
so that shows you the kind of reverence people have for Jerry Reynolds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. I had a great time.
And he was saying, "Oh, a little rusty and lost his step," but he was right on point. He was making very, as you know, I mean, you're right there, very cogent points very quickly in and out.
Yes, exactly. Yes, yeah, he was. And I wasn't nervous going in because we've had Jerry on, on the radio show, so I feel like I know him a little bit. I know how to, play off of him and tee him up or whatever. And I don't know if you saw the first thing I said right before our broadcast is I gave him a little crap. I said, I'm an Eagles fan. He's a Chiefs fan. And to show you what kind of guy he is, he still showed up tonight. I thought after that Super Bowl loss, he would have tuck-tailed and hid under the covers or something, but he still showed his face. And so once we did that, it was off and running, man. No, it was a blast. It was great.
That was a lot of fun to watch. And I knew you guys already had good chemistry. So, very fun to watch. The Kings have an interesting opportunity here, do they not? These next two games, obviously you got to win one more or have Dallas lose one more. But you also have a chance here with so many moving parts to kind of use these almost as practices getting ready for the play-in. I know you got to win.
I was about to say, why did he get? But and I got to pull up the box score and check it out from the other night. There you go. I should have known he had it right
big fella.
I should have known he had it right here. But what I'm seeing, Whitey, is the Kings are already in postseason mode rotation-wise. Zach LaVine, 43 minutes. DeMar, 40 minutes. Domas, 30. Like, this is in terms of minutes played, Doug's going to be playing these guys 40, 41, 42 minutes.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the playoffs. And so I want to see how they look tonight with Keegan back in. Does Trey Lyles go back to 10 minutes or 12? You all right there, big fella?
We're having some issues. Yeah. Working with the physics here of the iPad and YouTube. We're good.
But, where does Keegan fit in? And what does that do? Like, dude, Trey Lyles, last 3 or 4 games, he's averaging like 37, 38 minutes. Like, it's been crazy. And so I want to see how it is tonight with him back.
Now, do we have a Drapes takes we can look forward to?
I woke up with a take. It's going to be a birthday take. How about that?
All right.
Yeah,
we're coming to you from Tom's Watch Bar. If you can join us today, we'd love to see you. It's Kyle Draper's birthday party, and we got Drapes takes coming up next year. Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Time to check out Capital Casino, conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
Spring has sprung, and now is the best time to spruce up your home. Between spring cleaning and evaluating your home, it is the perfect time to reach out to the folks at the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento. Jason Ross here, and I'm so glad we did. We reached out, and we're now about a month in to our brand new garage doors. Now, first off, we improved our curb appeal. They look great, and it's one of the first things people notice when they approach your home. A new, modern, stylish garage door can improve the overall appearance of your home, just like it did for us. Also, how about this for a nice benefit? The return of investment. A new garage door is high on the return of investment home improvement project list. It's one of the more cost-effective upgrades you can make to improve your home's value. Hey, see for yourself. Check out their products. Go to the showroom at 6756 Franklin Boulevard and ask about the Sacktown Sports Special. Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, the genuine, the original overhead door. Always look for the red ribbon logo.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
Birthday guy, Kyle Draper. We're celebrating his birthday at Tom's Watch Bar. Who said you would like to talk to Mr. Reynolds? Jay has been arranged. Give Mr. Reynolds to come on today at 4.
All right,
So Jerry's going to join us. Also, 2:30 coming up. Jim Jackson's going to be.
Yeah, Jim Jackson.
Yeah.
Big fan of Jim Jackson back in the day, going back to college. You know, him and Calvert Chaney and all those guys that Big Ten basketball back in the day. Used to love watching those guys.
Now, Ramsey, who's running the board today with Jake,
Our guy.
Ramsey has something he wants to do for you for your birthday.
Really? Ramsey is my guy. And so hopefully it's something nice. What do you got for me, Ramsey?
I appreciate it, everybody. I just wanted to start out. It's birthday week around here, around 11:40 on the Drive Guys. First and foremost, starting last Sunday, I wanted to give a shout out to myself because my birthday was this past Sunday on April 6th.
You've been hanging with me too long, man. You know, you just sounded just like
shout
me
out to
right
myself.
now.
Just as it was Scott Marsh's birthday on Sunday as well. Air horns.
Okay. Air horns too? Okay.
This past Tuesday was my youngest son's birthday. He just turned 9, so air horns for him.
Shout out. Shout out.
Air horns are coming for you for yesterday on that big 5-0.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, you never tell a man's age.
I know. Right? You put it out there. That's all right, Ramsey.
And finally, this upcoming Sunday, April 13th, I want to wish my girlfriend, the lovely Katrina, a happy birthday as well. Air horns for her as well.
Everybody got APDs all around. Jay, don't let him get away with that.
Okay.
No. He couches this. Ramsey has a message for you, Drapes. No, you're just trying to curry favor with your girlfriend.
Exactly right.
He using me to
I saw right through that,
Right?
too. The minute he did it, it's like, wow.
Ramsey, she already with you, big fella. She not going to dump you. You don't have to do that.
That's not the point. I got to show everybody love on birthday week. It's Aries season around here.
Ramsey
You know how that
taking a
goes.
valuable show time, big fella. You could have cut it right after me, but you had to stretch it out. That's a whole new week. You go from Sunday to Sunday. That's a whole new week.
It's Aries season. It doesn't matter. Aries are till the 20th, so it's all good.
Ramsey, you're terrible, man.
And he puts hers at the end thinking maybe they won't notice.
Right. He's trying to slip it in at the end. All right, man. I appreciate
Happy birthday,
that.
everybody. Happy birthday, Drapes.
thank
Right
you.
now, Drapes is going to gift us with a
Yes.
day after his birthday edition of Drapes Takes.
Calm down, Lion. Calm down. Take it easy, man. Just take it easy.
Let me start off by saying this, Whitey J, listeners, Ramsey. When I do Drapes Takes, it doesn't always have to be angry. It doesn't always have to be fired up.
Right.
It could be a heartfelt message or something like that.
I don't remember one, but yeah, theoretically, yeah.
But in my new decade of living, when you turn 50, Whitey, for you, that's about, 40 years ago. You like that way?
Yeah.
No, but seriously, I just want to give everybody a shout out. You guys, mom and dad, I know they're listening as well. In terms of how much love that I felt yesterday. I took off from work because Jay told me to. Let me remind you, I was actually going to work.
Agreed. I did tell you.
Right. Jay was like, man, you better not come in. But here's the thing. When I come to Sacramento Kings game, when I go to Sacktown Sports 1140, you guys are like family to me. You guys give me energy. You give me fuel. You make my day brighter. And so when I don't have that, I'm like, And so I took yesterday off, did some golfing, hung out with the kids, had a great time. But I want to thank you guys for allowing me to take that time. And you guys truly are like my family, man. You know, I hang with you guys all the time at work. I come here to the arena all the time. And so I missed it yesterday, but first of all, thank you for allowing me to take that day
Absolutely.
yesterday.
Happy birthday.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you would have came in, I would have Drapes take you.
But did I tell you why I was going to come in? because I wanted the show to be about my birthday yesterday. I wanted 4 hours of happy birthday. Sort of like Ramsey trying to do today. But Jay was like, dude, you better take the
Don't
day
come
off.
in.
Yeah. And so, all right, enough of the warm and fuzzy stuff. Let's get to our Sacramento Kings. What I saw the other night against Denver is not a reflection of the Sacramento Kings, Whitey. I thought the Nuggets came in, locked in, played arguably their best basketball since before the All-Star break. And so my opinion is not going to change of the Kings based on losing a tough game to Denver. Denver executed the hell out of their offense. DeMar missed some shots. We couldn't never really get into a flow. I don't think that's necessarily a Kings problem from what us. Is that for us, Mackenzie? Yeah, lunchtime about to be on point. But I don't think that's necessarily a Kings problem, what I saw the other night. I'm tipping my cap to Denver. I'm tipping it to Jokic. Aaron Gordon is a beast, without Keegan Murray. And so I thought because we were shorthanded, because Denver was locked in, they were out to prove, even with the Michael Malone situation, that they're still in this and they're going to fight. And so I wasn't too disappointed in our guys the other night.
Yeah, I think the things that stood out for the Kings were transition defense wasn't great. And as you said, DeMar was probably a little stubborn when he wasn't shooting well. But the story that came really was how well Denver played.
Yeah, I think so. Let me talk about DeMar, though, because at times this is what I see from Demar Derozan, especially in games like that. That was a big game. It's almost like he's moving a little too fast or trying too hard. Like, sort of like, and I've talked about this before, Allen Iverson. And I heard you say this yesterday as well, because I actually listened. Sometimes players think the best way to help their team win is score the ball. And I thought DeMar at times yesterday or 2 days ago was like, I'm going to try to score our way to a win instead of letting the game come to him. Yeah. He tried to force the issue early and never could really get into a flow, right?
Yeah, and I did think Denver did a really good job early on gearing their defense to him, recognizing that not only is he scoring a lot, but they've been running a lot of the offense through DeMar. They kind of shut that off a little bit early in the game.
Yeah, they did. And so, as we progress here, these last couple of games playing, and DeMar is a veteran, future Hall of Famer, maybe let the game come to you just a little bit. We don't need you to go out there and score 25 in the first quarter, because that's the thing about great players. And, DeMar, he can always get a shot. DeMar, you can shoot 5 straight possessions if you want because you're a great player. That's how you are. Like, maybe you can just let the game come to you a little bit more than what we saw the other night.
Yeah, we said yesterday he could miss every shot he took for the rest of his career. Yeah. He'd be a Hall of Famer.
100%. Yeah. 100%. 25,000 points in his career. This dude is tremendous. My last Drapes take has to do with the play-in. I actually like how things are setting up for our Sacramento Kings. And here's why, Whitey. We'll probably have home court against the Dallas Mavericks. Not going to be an easy game, but in terms of the matchups, that's what we want. But then it's looking like it's going to be either Memphis or Minnesota.
Yeah.
In that 7-8. And I'm just saying, I think we can beat those teams. Can they beat us? 100%. But I don't want to see Golden State. I don't want to see this Clippers team that we're about to see. I don't want to see Denver. Memphis and Minnesota are the two marks when it comes to our Sacramento Kings. Those are the teams I think we can get into the playoffs.
Yeah, the Warriors this time yesterday, they could not, so to speak, control their own destiny. But now after last night, they can again if they went out.
Yeah. Exactly. And so hope is all not lost for this Sacramento Kings team. I do think we'll be playing into the postseason. And, Jay, you've been around Doug. We've heard Doug in his pregame and his postgame. He's preparing for the playoffs. He doesn't say he's preparing for the play-in or the postseason. He says the playoffs, and he's dead serious. So if Doug's focus is on the playoffs, if the players believe they can make the playoffs, who am I to say that they can't? I think they can make the playoffs despite what happens tonight or on Sunday. I think this team, when they're playing right, their best, like we saw Cleveland, like we saw Detroit, they can make the playoffs, White.
Yeah. What did you think was they did play well. Was it at the defensive end that they ultimately kicked that one against Denver?
Yeah, I think so. And here, King shot 46.7%, thanks to the box score, 44% from three. But, dog, you can't let Christian Brown
I know.
get layup after layup or dunk after dunk like that.
Keon's like, wow, he's faster than I thought.
Right? I'm like, what are we doing? And here's the thing. Shout out to the great Jerry Reynolds. Jerry Reynolds, his game plan, his keys to the game was make Jokic a scorer. Ain't no way in heck Jokic scores 20 points. 1, 2, 3. He was the fourth leading scorer on the Denver Nuggets. Come on, man. We can't have Porter Jr. with 21, Gordon with 21, Christian Brown with 25. Jalen Pickett had 18.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying, Whitey. All right, you gave away stuff to Jokic and everybody else. So to me, it was a defensive breakdown. Maybe they weren't locked in like they should defensively the other night.
Yeah, that's going to be another challenge tonight because the Clippers are going nuts. They've scored 130 or more in 2 of the last 3 games. They've won 13 of 15.
And you know what's so crazy about it, Whitey? I keep forgetting. I know about James Harden. I know about Kawhi Leonard, Zubac. Norman freaking Powell.
Yeah.
They come at you in waves, man. They're virtually unstoppable. They got so many elite offensive players, and so it's going to be a tough matchup. Zach and Demar are going to have to deliver tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I need a 37 and 43 piece from those guys tonight. That kind of caliber game. They can't, no offense to the other night, Demar can't go 8 of 26.
There you go.
And
Right.
Zach can't get going late. I need early Zach LaVine tonight against the Clippers.
Yeah. By the way, we got Bogey back tonight, right?
Damn, dude, they got a loaded roster. I mean, it's unbelievable, man. Derrick Jones Jr., a tough defender out there. It's a veteran team, and they finally seem to resemble the team Ty Lue wanted.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you heard what Kawhi Leonard said the other day about, hey, man, what's the difference, I think they believe Paul George held them back.
Yeah.
They're better off without Paul George right now.
Mm-hmm,
And so it's going to be a tough matchup. Ramsey, that's Drapes' take right there. It's brought to you by
Alsco Uniform.
I turn it up.
Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniform.
Real quick, Whitey.
Yes, sir.
Can you, before we adjourn here today, Drapes just said what I think a few of us said yesterday, which is we don't want to see the Warriors. I don't know if you heard the part where Mr. Gleason said otherwise. I'll let Mr. Gleason talk about it in another day.
Yeah. It's so much fun, and the chance to beat them is, you rubber stamp your season as a huge success. I understand why you feel that way.
That's a segment. That's a segment right there. We're going to have to get into that.
Get it.
I got it.
Yeah. But I want, as you guys say, I want that smoke.
That's exactly how we say it. Right?
Yes. Jim Jackson is going to join us, former King, now a Clipper analyst. That's coming up next year from Tom's Watch Bar. Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Northwest Exteriors.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center for your Friday forecast. Partly cloudy skies around. With those clouds, today may feel a little muggy in the afternoon. Highs will peak in the lower 80s with light winds, and overnight lows drop back to the upper 40s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Northwest Exteriors wants to keep you cool all season long. Trusted in Sacramento for heating and cooling systems. Book your tune-up today as part of our 30th anniversary special. Call 888-TRUST-NW or visit trustnorthwest.com.
Simply the best. Trust Northwest.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-902-5454. 800-902-5454.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When an overwhelmed injury victim calls Ashton or Price, we immediately remove their legal burden and introduce them to the very best medical care in the region. They focus on their health, and we handle all the rest. When they reach the end of their medical journey and are reunited with happiness and hope, we unleash our decades of legal experience to obtain maximum compensation. We are real, local, experienced litigators and snappy dressers, too. Consultation's free, and there's never a fee until we win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is an important announcement to anyone facing $10,000 or more in back taxes to the IRS or state. Struggling taxpayers can now take advantage of special tax relief programs that could resolve your tax problem, stop collections, and significantly reduce the amount you owe if you qualify. Get the relief you need today during these hard economic times. Call Community Taxes Relief Hotline now at 800-908-4758. That's 800-908-4758.
The hot weather is coming. Is your HVAC system ready for it? Let Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating make sure it is. Get to Lee'sAirPlumbingandHeating.com. Check out their $99 HVAC tune-up special. And let me tell you why Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating is the way to go. They took care of me when our heater collapsed over the winter, and Lee's set us up with a great new HVAC system that is providing comfort, value, and quality. Let Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating take care of you. License number 635355.
Are you tired of your tee shots ending up in the adjoining fairway while the rest of your foursome is hitting it down the middle? Well, experts will tell you that being properly fitted for golf clubs will help you strike your drive center cut. The Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio and its team of trained PGA professionals are ready to help you get rid of your banana balls and duck hooks. Hagen Oaks Indoor-Outdoor Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram and Woodland. Ram Truck Month is back. Chad, what kind of deals are happening at Hoblet?
Right now, save up to $17,000 off MSRP on the hard-to-find new 2024 Ram 2500 Bighorn Crew Cabs. We have hundreds of new Ram Heavy Duties available with huge savings, including on the new 2025 Ram Heavy Duties. One of many reasons we are California's #1 Ram truck dealer.
Okay, what kind of selection are we talking about?
We have over 300 new Ram Heavy Duties available, including the all-new 2025 Ram Heavy Duties everyone's buzzing about. With more arriving daily, it's a full-on Ram takeover. If you've been thinking about a new Ram Heavy Duty, now is the time, especially with potential tariffs that could impact the pricing soon.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$17,000 total net savings on select new 2024 Ram 2500 Bighorns after $79.72 factory rebates and $90.28 dealer discount. Rebates include $500 first responder bonus cash for eligible first responders. To this net savings, sample VIN 395, 300, and 396 633. See dealer for details.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
We're getting ready for the Kings and the Clippers. We're just outside the Golden One. We're at Tom's Watch Bar celebrating Kyle Draper's birthday. We got a special guest, Drapes. Our next guest, he was an outstanding NBA player, outstanding college player. And he played briefly for the Kings, 2002-2003 season. During that season, he would come on this station in the mornings with us once a week.
Okay.
And now he's a great analyst for the Clippers, NBA analyst, college basketball analyst. I'm guessing probably that's due to the fact that he used to come on with us once a week. That's,
some training, right? That was
guessing.
okay.
Let's find out from the great Jim Jackson. How are you, Jim?
You know what? I owe it all to this radio station. I mean, that's where I kind of got my start. And Kyle, happy 25th birthday.
That's nice.
That's how you do it, Jim, right? You cut it in half, right? Yeah, when you get to this age, you cut it in half.
know? Yeah.
Hey, I'm with you, brother. Trust me, I know. Hey, welcome to the crew. Welcome to the 50-year-old crew. There you go.
Hey, man, I don't feel a day over 49 right now, man. I'm telling you.
Jim, wanted to ask you about Coach Doug Christie. What was it like playing against and playing with and practicing against Doug Christie?
Well, first, Doug and I have a unique, relationship from this perspective is that we both were drafted in 92, and we have something in common. We both held out that year. If you remember, Doug got drafted by Seattle, I believe it was, and eventually got to the Lakers. And people don't know that I had the longest holdout, but Doug, that's how he eventually got to the Lakers, if I'm correct. But then playing against Doug, I mean, it was tough because Doug was so good. He was so athletic, long, could guard multiple positions. Didn't take a lot. The chances he took were smart chances. You know, keeping the ball in front, pesky defender, would get on your nerves sometimes. But when I got a chance to really play with him, along with the other guys, Chris and Vlade and Ito and Peja and the whole crew, Mike, I just saw Mike Bibby today. Man, just getting to know Doug was phenomenal. We stayed in touch even after I left, and then I know he was doing the radio and the TV and now the coach. So I couldn't be more proud of what he's been able to accomplish in his career. And hopefully that continues. I don't know what the mindset is of ownership here in Sacramento as his place, you know, as the next coach. But I was happy to see that he got a chance to kind of move one seat over and kind of rally the troops.
Hey, Jim, I'm doing a pregame show with Mike Bibby tonight, and one of the things we're going to talk about is just, you know, those early 2000s Kings teams and where those guys are now. You know, C-Web has his book out. Mike is a coach at Sac State now. You got Doug here, Bobby Jackson, yourself. You know, a lot of you guys are doing some great things. What was the culture like when you walked into Sacramento with that group?
I mean, honestly, man, it was a breath of fresh air because, you know, it's a lot of challenges that go on with the NBA, with a collective group of men that are, you know, fighting for the same thing because you all have your different passions outside of basketball, but you also have your different goals within the game. And to have a team that was aligned goal-wise, to be the best, to win, to support, to be friends on and off the court, because, you know, you got families and a lot of times, you know, spent with them on your off time. But the collective group we had, I mean, it was just amazing. We did I tell the story all the time that the love of the game came back really, truly when I was with this group here, all the way to Keon Clark, to Scott Pollard, I know was dealing with some health issues with Vlade, Mateen Cleaves, Damon Jones, you know, the whole crew. I mean, we had so much fun together. And shout out to Rick Adelman, who's one of my favorite coaches to play for, that I played for, because he was the linchpin that kind of kept everything together. So I'd say it was a special group. It hurt deep that I wasn't brought back, but it's a memory in the time period of my life that I always value.
Yeah, Jim Jackson with us, and we're going down memory lane a little bit with Jim. I'll tell you how far back we go with him, and I don't expect he'd remember this, but there was a new song out at the time when he was on our show, and Phantom used to sing it, and Jim would go, "You're not doing it right." It was "In the Club" by Fitty. And Jim would go, "Nah, you guys aren't doing that right." So that's
but your diction was a little bit off, you know, a little bit off on how you're supposed to say it. You know, you wanted to over enunciate duh. No, you got to flow with it, man. You got to flow with it.
Yes, we appreciated the lessons. What do you make, Jim? You look at this roster, all the changes the Kings have been through. What do you make of where the Kings are roster-wise right now after this tumultuous season?
It's tough because the core pieces are there, albeit that, you know, DeRozan is a little bit older. I think Zach LaVine with Demonis and Demar, you know, make a great threesome combination. Love to see Keegan Murray develop a little bit more. Love Devin Carter, because I got a chance to play with his father, Anthony, in Miami, but also cover him when he was at Providence. The question is too, what happens with Malik Monk? After this year, I know he signed under contract, but to improve the team, he may be a valuable asset to do that. But there's no question that you have talent. It's just a matter of who's the linchpin to kind of bring everything together, especially when you have a mid-season trade and you bring in some new faces. It's a little bit different, from that perspective.
Hey, Jim.
Who's talking in the background? I can hear somebody.
Nah, that's it. Might be the music they got playing. And we're in a local bar here.
Talking.
Oh,
Okay.
shoot. We got somebody new on the board here too, Jim. This dude, he's more worried about his girlfriend's birthday this weekend and actually producing the show. So it could be that.
Listen, you know how that stuff goes, man. If you don't get that birthday right, man, it could be this is bad. When do you come back after that one? We think the show gonna be like that.
That's true. Hey, man, let me ask you about Norman Powell, man. I'm worried, man. I mean, you guys got so much talent on this Clippers team, but looking at his numbers since he's come back from injury here, only averaging about 15.4 points per game. How is he coming back, and how is he adjusted playing with Kawhi in the lineup also?
Well, first of all, Norman, from the beginning of this season when Paul George left, a lot of the commentary was that, I think we were picked maybe 9th in the West or whatever it may be, and that you're losing, a marquee player, really don't have anybody to kind of take that mantle and run with it. And I think Norm took that personal from this perspective. He wanted to prove that he, being a full-time starter, he could really contribute and produce at a high level. And he started out hot. But then the commentary was like, well, it's a hot start, but can he keep it going? And he did that all year. I mean, especially with Kawhi being out, he was the anchor offensively a lot of games when you needed a big shot, a big free throw, a big play made. And he wanted to have that, despite having success in Toronto, 18-plus points per game scorer, it still wasn't that belief that he could be a guy that could help carry a team. And he's really done that now. Like not just Norman, but everybody's role shifted when Kawhi came back because he's that kind of player. Whether it was Zoo, whether it was James, whether it was Norm, it didn't matter. Everybody shifted because Kawhi demands so much attention and he draws so much gravity, and plays are different. So I think Norm, going with the injury, that's tough, especially late in the season. But these next couple of games will allow him to kind of get back in rhythm, to get back to where he's at, because he knows where his shots are coming at now, especially with Kawhi on the floor. And I think that's very important. And he's going to get his reps. He's going to get his shot. So I don't worry about that too much. I love to see the next 2 games with him really kind of get back in his rhythm, especially that we're, tough playoff race right now and then heading into the playoff.
Hey, Draper, it's your birthday.
Huh? Jim, you see what I got to deal with over here, man. You see what I got to put up with, man.
Hey, man, it's your birthday, bro. I mean, that's half a century, bro.
That's true. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Hey, Jim, I wanted to ask you about Bogey. He's a fan favorite here. And I know that the Clippers have a lot of guys that are contributing a lot more than him, but how important has he been to what the Clippers have gotten done so far this year?
Well, he gives you another ball handler and the playmaker, but in particular on that second unit. But he provides you with court spacing and shooting. And I know one thing Bogey talked about when he came here was that he wanted to show that he could do more than just shoot the ball, rebound, play defense, be a playmaker. So that just adds so much value because, when you get into playoffs, your rotations tend to shrink a little bit. Mm-hmm. And that second unit is so important to either maintaining the lead that your starting 5 has gotten, kind of keep you within shouting distance if you're behind, or increase the lead. And Bogey, again, you know how it is, man. You have these in-season trades, especially later in the season. It's tough to try to figure out where you fit in and where your shots are going to come from and how to play with a new group of guys. But I think he's done an outstanding job of allowing the game to work for him. And I think Ty Lue and the coaching staff have put him in a really good position where the ball is in his hand, so he's not off the ball, so he's always in rhythm. He's getting, and they found out too, you guys know this, kind of where sweet spots are on the court, and be able to put that into play, so to speak, within the offense without trying to go to him too much that affects the offense, but allows him to really fit in and have an impact.
All right, Jim, I know you travel with these guys. I know you're on the call. You see these guys, every night. Great regular season so far. But the questions are about, can they hold up in the postseason? Whether it's Kawhi's health, James Harden's performance, what's your level of confidence that the Clippers team we're seeing right now can do the same thing in the playoffs?
It's different because of the emergence of Ivica Zubac. His overall play, his ability now to be a post threat, to get the tough twos, but then to be able to make plays out of a double team, to make plays out of the short roll, that's a big difference. Because in the playoffs, the games tend to be a little more half court oriented. You're not running as much. The possessions become, heightened. And to be able to have a post player that you can go to that can not only score but can draw a double team and make plays out of it really enhances what you do offensively, okay? And I do believe, like with James, and it's, a topic of conversation that comes up all the time about maybe his lack of production sometimes in the postseason. Well, a lot of that, too, at the time when he had to carry a team, in particular in Houston, it may be well-warranted. But if you look at the makeup of the squad, what you're going to ask James to do is not the same because of Kawhi, because of Norm, because of Zoo. You're not going to ask him to have to carry the load. What James is going to be able to do more than anything is when you need him to score, he can score. But his playmaking ability is what I think is really going to take us over the top with regard to being a successful playoff team. And that burden to carry the load is not going to be as heavy. And I think you'll see a different James Harden. And you'll see a different Clippers team. Now, keep in mind, that everything is about matchup. Throw some of those regular season records out the window, because if the team you match up well against, then it is in your favor. But it could be a team that you're a better seed than, that potentially during the course of the season you really didn't fare well against. So that also comes into play when you're in the playoffs.
All right, Tim Jackson, you're the best. We appreciate your time very much. Thank you, and we'll see you this evening.
Yeah, see you in a little bit, JJ.
I'll see you guys. All right, brother. Man. Happy birthday, man.
All right,
Enjoy.
thank you. Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Yep.
Hey, Draper.
Please.
What? Hey, Draper.
That's like who remade Tracy Chapman Fast Car. That's like that version of it. Like, nah, we don't want that. Give me the original. Let me get 50 Cent to say it.
Right.
So.
He used to be involved with the Kings. He used to come out to games and things.
Who, 50 Cent?
Yeah,
he
just a couple years ago.
Yeah, he
is. Is he?
It's cognac.
Yeah,
Branson.
Sire Spirits, Branson, cognac.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all that. Yeah, he's got a few partnerships though around the league.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I almost told him, man, hire me up, brother. It's time to go into business together.
Jim Jackson or 50 Cent?
50. Jim Jackson, my boy. I can't go in business with Double J.
No, you go back ways with Jim.
Right?
We Fox Sports.
Fox Sports 1, FS1.
Yeah.
He was one of the first college and NBA analysts. They were trying to do double duty.
Yep.
And literally, sometimes fellas, like when I was doing Sunday football, Fox on NFL on Fox is what I'm trying to say. While I'm doing NFL on Fox, Double J would come into the studio because it was so new over at Pico, and they would have him sit around sometime. Man, they had a bar that was in there. Me and Double J just be sitting in there literally for 2-3 hours, waiting around, doing nothing, man, enjoying life.
Just hanging.
Combination, yeah. A lot of stories from Double J.
Yeah, before Monty turned the team around, Fitty used to do a lot of stuff with the Kings, and he was a perfect spokesman for them because at that time they were only good for 2 quarters. So 50 Cent was perfect.
Excellent.
I want to ask you about Ja Morant last night. You see, he's putting away his guns.
To Ja Morant.
Putting his guns away, and now he's got the grenades.
Yeah, but then he did something else, right?
I only saw the grenades.
Now he's doing the cover in the head.
That's part of it.
Oh, all right.
It's like the grenade, and then...
Oh, and then that's what that is?
Yes. Now, he said, I'm doing that until it's a problem. He also told somebody from Memphis that It's not a grenade. Those are my words. And I'm covering my ears.
That's what it. Yeah,
I'm
that's
covering
the part
my ears.
That's
to
right.
the, all the nonsense and talk around it.
I just don't get it with this guy. I don't get it. Why is he, fighting back against the system? Like, dude, you're being paid multi millions. Life should be good. Like, why do you need this, kind of attention? Like, just play basketball. And there's a million other celebrations he could do. It's almost like he's a kid where you say, don't do that, and the kid's going to do it.
Right.
Like, it's like,
Yeah.
no, you can't tell me what to do. I'm going to do what he's gone a little too far. And we got to get Vincent Goodwill on this subject. Jay shaking his dog. I'll get Vincent Goodwill, big fella. I'll get him. He just wrote a scathing column, not dissing, but calling out Ja Morant and saying, "Come on, man, you got to grow up."
Let me see, man. I'm gonna just
dog. I will call Vincent Goodwill right now. And
listen, mate. You see blue, nothing in between.
You ain't throw my name out there, kid.
What?
Oh, never mind. All right, listen. You did.
I don't, Jay, I understand. Like Kenny Smith said last night, he said, how about just no celebrations with anything that have to do with people dying? I get that,
Right.
but I don't mind the grenades. It's like he's just being silly. It's not. We don't need to make a big deal of it. I'm okay with it. And then if the league, like you say, the league makes it into a thing, it's going to blow up. Into something bigger. He's going to respond to that. Just like it's stupid, it's silly. Just let it expire.
But it's not about the act. It's about who's doing the act. If Steph Curry did the grenade, nobody would be. But because of Ja's history, it's like, dude ain't never touched no grenade. Why
exactly. So he doesn't have
why
a
is he
history with
posing
grenades.
Why is he acting? Why is he being a poser? As 50 Cent would say, why is he being a wankster? You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. That's the thing that I don't understand about Ja, man. It just count your millions, play ball, be one of the face of the league, instead of just it's like he's doing this despite Commissioner Madam Silver.
He's got a little persecution complex.
Yeah,
going.
I don't know.
Yeah. So just let it.
Just let it die.
By the
out.
way, you guys have seen 50 Cent's infamous first pitch, right? I think it was.
Oh
in
yeah.
Cincinnati. Not good.
Not much of an athlete.
Right.
Not
a pitcher anyway.
Not a pitcher anyway.
Yeah. So I'm all right with the Ja thing, and I hope it doesn't get blown up into something bigger. I know their coach is upset too because they just played Minnesota. They got to play Denver tonight.
Who's
right?
their coach?
Tomas Isalo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a tough schedule.
Yeah.
And then who they wrap up with? Dallas. They wrap up with on Sunday, right? I believe it's Dallas on Sunday, and so Memphis, and they're fighting for a top 6 spot,
right?
And they're going to have to play to the bitter end, man. It's a great time to be an NBA fan, but I'm nervous, man. Like all these teams, only thing settled is top 2, 1 and 2.
Mhm.
Lakers could be in a play-in when it's all said and done, which would be crazy. And so we'll see. We'll see.
So I think I'm
So,
the
yeah.
only one in the zip code that's like, yes, bring on the Warriors. I want to see.
You really want to get into
I
that
think
right
it would
now?
be a lot of fun.
You're right. It would be fun. And maybe we could talk about it after the break here.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to set you straight. It would be fun if you win.
Right.
I'm worried about winning, big fella.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tough matchup. Jimmy Butler has changed things. Who's guarding Steph Curry? We know he can go off for 50 in a playoff game against us.
I don't know that there's any easy matchups. I know you could say there's easier ones, but there's no easy matchups after you, assuming you get through Dallas.
That's a good topic, too. Who are you more afraid of? Steph Curry and Edwards, Ja Morant, like Jokic, about possible matchups if you beat Dallas. Which player fears you the most?
Yes, we're back with that and more here. It's the Drive Guys. Jerry Reynolds to come today.
Yeah.
Anthony Slater joining us today. And we hope you join us at Tom's Watch Bar celebrating the day after Kyle Draper's birthday. Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports. We'll be right back.
All guests and callers join us from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Alan Stiles here with your Sacktown Sports Injury Update, brought to you by Downtown LA Law Group. After Tommy John surgery in May 2024, Ken Waldachuk began a bullpen progression on March 4th. He continues to throw off the mound and remains in line for a potential return to the major leagues around June. Zach Geloff got his cast removed from his hand fracture and has started light workouts. A 4 to 6 week timeline is about the standard for such injuries, but Zach Geloff hopes to be back sooner. On the court, Devin Carter has been listed as day-to-day with a shoulder contusion and will be listed as questionable for for the time being. This injury report was brought to you by Downtown LA Law Group. Hi, I'm Alan Stiles. Injured at work? Call Downtown. Downtown LA Law Group, California's leading injury law firm. With over 40 lawyers throughout California, they've won over $500 million in settlements. Downtown LA Law Group will get you compensation for your work injury. You don't pay unless they win. That's right. You pay zero up front. Call Downtown. Text Injury Help to 40222. That's Injury Help to 40222. Visit them at calldowntown.com.
I love this time of year when the azaleas begin to bloom and the singing birds' sweet dawn chorus remind us that blue skies and sunshine are at hand. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. In sports, the definition for the word master is one who's achieved a high degree of skill, and that will be on display in the highly anticipated golf tournament. In the furniture business, a master is a highly skilled craftsman, an artist even, whose work is coveted by those who appreciate design, quality, and durability. John Keyes was the mastermind of Naturewood Home Furnishings. He knew that you wanted your home to reflect your personal style, whether that was a plain coffee table or a masterpiece for you to enjoy forever. That's why when you walk into Naturewood Home Furnishings, you'll find the largest and best selection of the highest quality home furnishings in Northern California. Masterful. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
And now a brief history of the garage door. Garage doors could date back to 450 BC when chariots were stored in gatehouses. Here in the States, they became a thing around the start of the 20th century. You could find a float-over door in a catalog way back in 1906. National Garage Door has been around since 1974. They're family-owned and operated, so you can trust them to solve any garage door issues you may have. Squeaky door, malfunctioning door, or a need for a new door, which is what prompted us to give them a call, 916-638-4554. At National Garage Door Services, their number one priority. I've witnessed that commitment in my own home, certainly in our garage. National Garage Door sells quality Rainer-branded garage doors. They are the nation's BSE broken spring experts. So if you have a garage door that looks and sounds like it dates back to 450 BC, National Garage Door can help, whether it's a garage door tune-up, repair, or replacement you need. They'll take care of you at National Garage Door, 916-638-4554. That's 916-638-4554, National Garage Door.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Well, there's nothing more exciting for a team than to see the potential of a number one pick come to fruition. Now, we know it's early, it's just after 11 games, but Tyler Soderstrom from Turlock High was number 3 in the American League in batting at .381 and tied for first in homers with 6. And Jacob Wilson, number 4 in batting at .366. Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business with reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solution, and Wi-Fi backup. Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. For details on special offers, including free professional installation and up to a $500 Visa prepaid card on qualifying internet bundles, log on to business.comcast.com. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Come check out Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
There's no better time than now to get yourself into a brand new Jeep because it's Jeep Adventure Days at Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, offering the best deals in town and a selection other dealers are jealous of. Stop on by. They're just off of Business 80 across from Hagen Oaks Golf Complex. Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
The Napoleon Stainless Steel Prestige 500 connected propane grill with infrared side and rear burner is a dynamic evolution in grilling, featuring Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connectivity. It brings you closer to your grilling experience than ever before. The Napoleon Connected lets you monitor temperature, set timers, and receive high temp warnings all from your smartphone. With temperature probes and LCD display, you'll always know exactly what's happening inside your grill. Napoleon's LED control knobs even illuminate for nighttime, entertaining and feature safety glow. Napoleon Grills, simply the best.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the GPS directions first, before driving to the mall.
Turn right at the light. In 1,000 miles, you will reach Montreal.
Not Montreal, the mall.
Recalculating. 6,000 miles to Nepal.
No, the mall.
Checking first is smart.
Recalculating.
So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Harbor Freight knows time is money. So for our spring Black Friday sale, we're getting straight to the deals. Right now, you get 35% off jack stands, 56-inch roll caps under $800, and 2,300 PSI electric pressure washers under $190. See? Straight to the point, so you can get straight to the savings. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight. Valid until April 13th, 2025, while supplies last. Limitations apply.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Harbor Freight knows time is money. So for our spring Black Friday sale, we're getting straight to the deals. Right now, you get 35% off jack stands, 56-inch roll caps under $800, and 2,300 PSI electric pressure washers under $190. See? Straight to the point, so you can get straight to the savings. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight. Valid until April 13th, 2025, while supplies last. Limitations apply.
What if your limited inventory had unlimited potential? What if your biggest risk was not taking one? What if you could make every move matter? Bank of America's business solutions can help bring your biggest what-ifs within reach. Find out how our digital tools, cutting-edge insights, and trusted expertise can work for your business. What would you like the power to do? Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank sponsor of FIFA World Cup 2026.
Spring is in the air, and there's really nothing better than hitting the open road in a new Honda. Whether you're shopping for new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade. And while life's roads are often filled with bumps, buying from Stockton Honda couldn't be smoother. Wherever the road you travel might lead, Stockton Honda is happy to get you there. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
It's Carmichael Dave talking to you about my good friends at American Energy. You're in the Sacramento area. You know how the seasons work. They are a-changing right now. So American Energy wants to help you stay warm for the rest of the cold season, but help you stay cool during the warm season. Best way to do that, make sure your system is operating safely. So right now is the time to take advantage of half off a tune-up, $24.50. They cut that right in half, and if you want a diagnostic, guess what? You can't beat free. If it's free, it's me, and now it can be you. And also, it's the end of the season blowout. $4,000 off a new system plus any rebates. That $4,000, that's a direct drop from the sticker price. It's a great deal. Check them out at the aeway.com or an instant quote, or give them a call at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Tell them your good buddy Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Have you ever dreamed of shopping for the perfect jewelry from home? Well, now it's possible, and you can even build your credit. PrestigiOJewelers.com now offers online shopping, making us the premium credit jeweler nationwide. With an exceptional selection of fine jewelry, from engagement rings and gold chains to sparkling diamond earrings and much more. With over 30 years of experience, Prestigio guarantees you'll find exactly what you're looking for. It's fast and easy. Once approved, you'll receive a guaranteed credit line from $400 to $10,000. All you need is to be 18 years or older, have a valid form of ID, be employed for a minimum of 6 months, and a bank account for automatic payments. PrestigioJewelers.com is the perfect way to establish or reestablish your credit, with interest rates at only 2.25% per month. We are here to help you with monthly reporting to all major credit bureaus. The perfect jewelry, the perfect price, helping you build perfect credit. Visit us online at PrestigioJewelers.com or at one of our locations in Sacramento, Stockton, Merced, and Fresno. Enter code SACTOWNSPORTS at checkout to save 10%.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140.
Good afternoon. This is Ramsey Barker here with Sacktown Sports 1140 and your live 2025 Masters update. Coming in round 2, leading the pack is Justin Rose at 8 under. Followed right behind him is Modesto's own Bryson DeChambeau. Rory McIlroy and a couple others are at 6 under. Rory McIlroy shot a 66 to get back into the lead. The cut line is projected at a 2 over, 10 strokes below where Justin Rose is sitting. Those that are projected to be below the cut line as follows: Dustin Johnson, Phil Mickelson, Brooks Koepka, Sergio Garcia, Freddie Couples, and others. This Masters update coverage is brought to you at the Masters, brought to you by Nationwood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and all about quality. Coming back, we've got the drive, guys, coming right on up in just a moment. Enjoy, and here's the drive, guys.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Bradley Combine's a top watch bar. It's a Friday in Sacramento, about to bubble over. Nice warm day, a little overcast, a little bit. The sun's coming out a little bit more the longer we're out here. But a big night tonight because you got the Kings right there at the Gold One Center, of course, against Clippers. And once again, you got the Athletics home game against the Mets.
Oh, yeah, the Mets series. You're right about that. I still have not been over there.
Soto.
Yeah, that's big
company.
time. Yeah. I need to check it out, man. I need to check it out. I don't know if you guys saw it. I was going to forward this to you. Somebody posted a video of what it's like for Major League Baseball in Sacramento. He did like a walk and talk and everything like that. I need to pull it up. You've been out there a few times.
I was out there Monday and Tuesday this week. Yeah.
What do you think?
It was a lot of fun. It's just
was it because you're a Padres fan, or let's say
I love
just
baseball.
Okay.
You know, it's a fun. You know, the second game of the two, someone who was rooting for the Padres, was a terrible night, but it was still fun.
Yeah.
So you know, everyone had a good time. It's just they got a lot of kinks to work out still, and you know, fans are not feeling like they're under the gun here. I don't think Sacramento fans out there feel like they have to prove anything, and I agree with that. So we're just having a good time in this mess that they have created. As I've said, they created the mess. It's not on us to bail them out. As long as they're here, we'll have a good time. But they got to figure a lot of this stuff out.
Yeah. It's you know, and here's the thing. I don't want the city of Sacramento or the locals, the fans, to come out of this looking bad.
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean?
Right.
Whether it's some things they need to work out, technical amount, that has nothing to do with the fan base here.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I think people got to, you know, there are some out there that say, see, Sacramento, that's what you get.
Sure.
And it's not that the rank and file people here, they have nothing to do with it, you know.
Yeah.
But if it is here, why not take your kids out there, go and support and have some fun?
Yeah, I'm with you on that. That's a great point. There are going to be, and there already have been a lot of people that look at it and go, oh, look, Sacramento, they're not doing their job. And that's why I say, as far as Sacramento's concerned, we don't look at it that way.
Right.
This is not, we're having a good time, but we don't have to prove anything to anybody.
Damn, the Mets are in town, huh?
Yeah, the Metropolitans, baby. And they're playing the same time Sunday as the Kings are playing.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I noticed. So 2 day games, right? Or early games? Saturday and Sunday, I believe.
I didn't know
think
about
Saturday's
Saturday.
a 105.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
First pitch also. So I might try to go to that one. Yeah,
Yeah, thank
Saturday's
you, Ramsey.
105. And so remember we had talked too, though? I guess it's not that hot yet right
Not
now.
yet.
Yeah, it's not. We're talking, you know, July and August. That's when it'll
Right.
be unbearable.
It was Monday and Tuesday evenings. It was very pleasant.
Nice,
you know,
huh?
70s. Then by the end of the games, into the 60s. You know,
Okay.
put a sweater
Okay.
on or whatever. But
Okay.
it was very nice.
Okay.
It's a beautiful area for baseball.
Okay.
It's not our fault that they's got a lot that they can't get straight.
Right. Exactly. And I still need to get out there. I'm gonna go to several games, Whitey.
Mhm.
Like just because it's an event. You know, it's something new to do in Sacramento. Like you just said, Juan Soto's dog, he's standing in the Sawyer right now.
Yeah.
After signing that massive deal with the Mets. Like these are like international superstars that are in Sacramento right now.
You know when it really hit me is driving home both nights and then, you know, seeing the A's and the Padres, Major League Baseball, and then get in the car and driving home, and 25 minutes, whatever, I'm home. It's like, wow, it's Major League Baseball right down the street. Because for those of us in Sacramento, for years and years, if you wanted to go to Major League Baseball, it's like, well, that's a long haul.
Yeah.
But that's just all part of it.
It's in our backyard now.
Yeah.
It's in our backyard now.
Yeah. And we've got right around the corner also the play-in tournament. And you guys, like a lot of people I know, don't want any part of the Warriors. I respect that. I get it. I think it would be a lot of fun.
It would be fun, like the actual build-up and trash talk. But in terms of what if they win, Whitey?
Mm-hmm.
They have bragging rights. Remember when we beat them in the play-in last year?
Yes.
How much we ended the
should have beat them the year before.
Right, should have been like we shut down the Warriors, closed them down. The dynasty is over. We carried that all through the summer, even into the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
We were feeling like we were their daddy. I'm not worried about the Warriors. They're going to be. If they beat us, little brother is back once again. And I don't want that smoke. I'm not ready for that, Whitey.
I understand that.
I don't need to see night from Steph Curry at our expense.
But just think if it were the other way around.
No, that'd be great.
As dreadful as this, in some ways, this season's been. It's been up and down. It's been confusing. It's been bizarre. And I know the odds are against you. The Warriors are playing better than you right now. You win that first playing game, the odds are against you winning that second game, whoever you play. But I think that's kind of what the fan base needs. And I get it. It's like, wow, it may not happen. But can you imagine?
You like torture, huh?
No, I like that. I think we all need that jolt of energy. What's going on this year? Well, we'd rather have the draft pick. Well, if they get in the playoffs, well, then they won't beat OKC. If you beat the Warriors, it's like, yes.
That's low hanging fruit. Wait, Whitey, that's
beating the Warriors.
That's
is low hanging fruit.
Ooh, the measure of our happiness is whether or not we beat the Warriors or not. Screw the Warriors. I ain't worried about them in terms of
literally are worried about them.
If we beat them, we moving on. Not like it's not we own the Warriors now. I'm gonna trash talk the Bonte and things like that. We got bigger problems. But if we lose, trust me, Mullen, Bonte, Festus, all those guys that be FaceTiming us. I don't want that. The Warriors, to me, and I know it's still a rivalry, but I'm trying to downplay it. Like, you know what? We on other things. We ain't worried about this little middling rivalry anymore. We've proven we can beat them. We don't need that kind of smoke right now.
Yeah. I'm just looking at it the other way. And I know if the Warriors were to win, I don't get, inundated with the text from like you do from the people that you mentioned. But if you were to win, I think everything would change the complexion of this whole season for the Kings. And if you lose, then you know what? Well, we pretty much knew already that you need to make some big changes. If anything, I would just drive home the point further. Like this ain't it. There's some upside to that too.
What are the odds? What are the odds of the Kings winning that matchup? What would you set them at? Out of 10, let's say.
Toss up.
Really?
That's a toss up. I don't know, 1-4, 1-3, somewhere in there. Don't you think? If
but that's why I don't want to see them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what about?
But I would take those odds.
But what about Memphis? That's a toss-up in my eyes.
Memphis
I'd rather have that.
They didn't play well last night, but they've been playing really well.
Ain't got no Jalen Wells no more.
That's true.
Shout out to him and his family. Hope everything's going to be okay with him.
So if you could cherry pick the team that the Kings play again, assuming they beat Dallas, which is not a given, but assuming they do, you would go Memphis. Or would you go? I know
Minnesota might be up there.
Yeah, I had said earlier when we talked about this weeks ago in the Golden One, I'd said, maybe the Clippers, but I don't want to. I don't want to see them right now.
I might even say Minnesota because here's why.
Yeah.
The only guy I would fear is Ant Edwards. Like Julius Randle, and I know he's had big games here in Sacramento. But versus the other teams, Ja, Desmond Bane, Jaren Jackson Jr., I feel like Minnesota, out of all the teams, still, even though they had a great stretch, but they just lost the other night. Remember, they collapsed against Milwaukee.
Yeah.
They still aren't 100% sure who they are.
Right.
They still got some. They're built on a house of cards a little bit.
Minnesota does have, though, a little bit of I know it's the play-in, but they have a little bit of postseason pedigree. They've been through this. And your guy, Tuomas Isalo, he's doing a good job with them, but they've never been involved in big games with him.
Yeah,
So maybe they're a little more
true.
vulnerable.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, no matter what, it's going to be difficult because you're going to have to go on the road. And let's call it what it is. The difference between 4 and 8 is not that large. So just because you may have to play the number 8 seed, well, hell, they're probably as good as the number 4 or 5 seed in terms of the matchup. True. And so it's not going to be easy no matter what.
When do the Kings start getting injured players back? We've got that. Also tell you what really concerns me anyway the most about the Clippers tonight. That more next with the Drive Guys from Tom's Watch Bar, Sacktown Sports.
And now a brief history of the garage door. Garage doors could date back to 450 BC when chariots were stored in gatehouses. Here in the States, they became a thing around the start of the 20th century. You could find a float-over door in a catalog way back in 1906. National Garage Door has been around since 1974. They're family-owned and operated, so you can trust them to solve any garage door issues you may have. Squeaky door, malfunctioning door, or a need for a new door, which is what prompted us to give them a call, 916-638-4554. At National Garage Door, service is their number one priority. I've witnessed that commitment in my own home, certainly in our garage. National Garage Door sells quality Rainer-branded garage doors. They are the nation's BSE broken spring experts. So if you have a garage door that looks and sounds like it dates back to 450 BC, National Garage Door can help, whether it's a garage door tune-up, repair, or replacement you need. They'll take care of you at National Garage Door. 916-638-4554. That's 916-638-4554. National Garage Door.
Live local. It's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Tell them to move on. My heart's fighting.
Our party is where we are this afternoon. Get ready for the Kings and Clippers. We're also celebrating Cal Draper's birthday. Birthday as big as yours. You know, being like a milestone birthday.
Yeah,
it's more than just one day.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I know you said last night you're thinking about, oh, my birthday's only one more hour. It's at least the weekend. At least the weekend.
Jay got something.
No, man, don't bring me in. Don't tease me.
I'm just saying, Whitey, I am celebrating the entire year, big fella.
You should.
I got Vegas in 2 weeks.
Uh-huh.
I got Palm Springs in a month.
What?
Like
Palm Springs overrated.
Yeah.
But okay.
Not for golf.
I heard
big
you
fella.
talking about the day I was off.
Oh, whatever.
Palm Springs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this guy.
But RJ told you he's got property out there, so he's a
great
Palm Springs
restaurants
type of
out
cat.
there.
Yeah, it's interesting because Whitey surprised me. Palm Springs is very low key, slow motion. It's where you go to relax. You know, you put in your time
Because there's nothing to do.
But Whitey, that's what you do all the time. Don't you relax?
I don't need to go to the desert to do nothing.
Oh
That's
man,
messed up. That's terrible.
Ooh,
You're not golfing. You're not
brand new vibes.
you know, eating at great restaurants.
Right?
You know,
The whole thing's a scam. They got all those celebrities from the 50s and 60s to buy houses there. So everyone thought, ooh, it's really cool. I'm going to buy a house there. Guess what, sucker? There's nothing to do here, but thanks for your money. If you have a good time, that's
that's
great.
the life
fine
I
arts.
lead right now, big
Yeah.
fella. That's who I am right now.
Uh-huh.
I'm back home by 8 p.m. watching Matlock and sipping on some milk. Like I don't need to be getting turned. And they do have casinos there too. I'm a
Yes, they
casino
do.
guy.
Agua Caliente.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
a
Come on now.
casino/golf guy. That's why I'm going.
Where do you stay? I'm not specifically, what room, but you're staying at a nice place. You
Come on,
Airbnb
big fella.
or you
Calm
rent a
down, man.
house?
As my guy Cedric Maxwell would say, don't be telling a man's location. I can't tell you. I have a house down there.
Okay,
I
that's
will
all.
be staying at. Yeah,
That's
it's not a hotel or nothing
Is
like
it
that.
RJ's? You rent RJ's
No,
place?
it's not RJ's. It's just a friend of mine got a spot down there.
Okay.
He
that sounds nice.
use it.
Great
So,
outlets too, as well.
outlets.
Yeah, down the way to Cabo Zones and Desert Hills, some of the best ones out.
You gotta get out.
The Walk, Coachella.
Coachella is not too yet. And the Marilyn Monroe statue.
Absolutely. See, Palm Springs is for the fine arts.
Right.
You go out there, you hit the museums, the schwanky art, deco type places.
We went to, I forget what street it is, but they have art exhibits on every corner.
Yes.
Let's go
they
down
do.
there.
Yeah.
Man, it was like,
What do you enjoy, big fella? What do you enjoy?
I
What's
would
a
go
good
me
vacation
personally,
for you?
and I know we're just talking about personal taste.
Right.
Send me to Hawaii or even just like, well, you know,
So you're a beach guy?
San Diego,
water,
ocean.
I'm going to Hawaii for the birthday.
Jay, you be traveling the world, bro.
It says the person is going to Vegas, Palm Springs.
Where you going?
Where was the third one?
He doesn't even know what island, right?
No, I don't know what island.
Surprise for his birthday. What island?
Yeah. Wifey,
How about that? Yeah.
What day?
It'll be the 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th. So I'll
May?
be off Friday, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, coming back, and then daughter has a final review, so
Is
we
it
had to
a
come back a little
milestone
earlier.
birthday or is
no,
it just...
no, yeah, no milestone birthday.
That's how you living, huh? It's like a regular.
That sounds awesome.
43-year-old birthday, and
Same thing. You just slide to Vegas on a whim. Pull on the.
No, that's what's up, man.
Shoot the dice a little bit. Then you slide over to Palm Springs and pay that $190.
Dude, that's gonna be fun though, man. That's
yeah.
Is she surprising you? Like,
well, she
which
told
island?
me, yeah, but island. I've been there twice, so I've been on 2 different
Taking
islands.
a daughter too.
Yeah,
Okay.
this will be her first time going to Hawaii.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
Surfing?
I'll try it.
Nice.
Not too damn far in the water, but I'll try it. Yeah.
Let me ask you.
I like the cliff jump. I've done it before.
You done that?
Hell yeah.
I'd
yeah.
be so scared, bro.
No, it depends on the height too.
Right.
I will say that. Yeah. But I did it when we were in college. We played like Hawaii Pacific, U of H, played all that over there a couple of years as well.
Yeah.
So
the kids got spring break this week, Whitey, coming up.
Same
thing.
Same.
My daughter's like, Dad, what are we going to do? I'm like, I don't know. What do you want to do? She's like, we should go to Dubai. I'm like, I don't understand what's going on
Wasn't
here.
it a year ago you had that trip where it was all the struggles where things fell
it got
through
canceled.
and then,
Was that Mexico?
Yeah, it was
'Cause
supposed
then
to
you
go
had
to
to go to
Mexico.
Hawaii,
Then I
right?
had to go to Hawaii.
Yeah, you
So-
the bar, you set the bar so high.
And you
every
said
year.
that. You warned me against
Yes,
that.
yes.
I'm like, wait, how did she
Dubai?
know about Dubai? Like,
Social network,
right?
man.
It's
It's a hot place right now.
yeah, these kids, man. It's like,
Man, you got Dubai money?
no, I said, you know,
You got Emirates, brother?
And think about it. Growing up, what was our vacation?
Shot, man.
Reno,
Santa Cruz.
Right.
Get to go to Santa Cruz.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We hopped in the car.
Atlantic
drove
City
2
probably for
hours.
you,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
AC was our thing. Now these kids talking Dubai.
Our vacation
Hawaii.
was going to Reno so my parents could play the slide.
Right. What are we doing out here, man? This is these damn kids, man.
You know what it is? I'll bet you your kids, they get together, it's like, Dad's an easy mark.
Right.
Where do you want to go? Let's spin the globe.
Dubai.
See. Dubai. Yeah, you know what? I'll bet you we'll do
Did your
it.
daughter really say Dubai?
Yes.
Wow.
She might have been joking. I don't know.
Right,
But she said
man.
Dubai. Like, I didn't know about Dubai until I had graduated college. Like,
Come on.
Dubai. I
Yeah.
had no. Oh my gosh,
Wow.
it's killing me, man. It's killing me. I will say though,
It's gonna be tough to beat. I'll tell you that much. Down the road.
when I do buy them sneakers and stuff,
Dubai, I'm sneakers.
Yeah,
I do
right.
buy them
Yeah.
sneakers. If it's like $100, she's like, "Ooh, Dad, that's a lot of money." And I'm like, $100 for some sneakers. Okay, I can make that
Yeah,
work.
that's average.
But then when it comes to trips, it's like no budget. Like it's like Disney. She wants to go to Florida, Dubai, and I'm like, no. So I gotta set some limits, some
Expensive
boundaries.
taste when it comes to where you
Right.
stay.
On a beer budget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does she have like she wants to stay at the really high end 5-star?
All right. So one time I was on the road
Here we go.
and we were in Boston, and I was on the road with the team, and the wife and kids were out there.
Post Oak.
I'm like, Quinn, why don't you stay with me? And we're staying at the Ritz-Carlton.
Yeah, of course.
She's like, "Ooh, Dad, this is luxury."
Waldorf
And now it's
Astoria,
like,
baby.
now she know about Ritz. She's like, "Oh, we should stay at the Ritz." And I'm like, "Don't you know? I was not paying for that. They don't understand. Like, that's
Is there a
company
Ritz
stuff."
in Dubai? I don't know.
Yeah,
Hey, I'm
oh,
sure there
absolutely.
is. You know
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
It's at the Ritz in Dubai. That's what we're doing. My man, what's up,
Hey,
baby? You
what's
got
up
the
with you, champ?
A's. You're about to
Absolutely.
look his way
Tonight.
over there.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
Big
All right.
series.
Drapes.
Yeah, what you got?
When are the Kings getting injured guys back? Keegan is available tonight?
Yes.
Yes.
Keegan is back.
Mm-hmm. Jake LaRavia, according to the Kings, they said on March 28th he'd be reevaluated in 7 to 10 days. So today is 15 days. He was cleared for light on-court workouts Monday. We saw him shooting on
Look good shooting.
Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Yeah.
Huh.
So maybe they're just making sure he's as close to 100% as he can be when the play-in starts, right?
Yeah, and I don't have any updates or anything, but I got to imagine it would be the plan probably at the earliest. Like, to your
it's
point,
a bruise, right?
Yeah. Contusion, I think. The official term, but yeah. And, he's been wearing that splint. We've seen him. It's been taped up and wrapped, but he's been on the road with the team. He's traveling. Like, it's not like he's at home or anything like that. And right now, still listed as out. They haven't. Here's the thing I'm worried about, Whitey. They have not sort of upgraded his, like, they haven't put out a statement. He's cleared for 5-on-5 activities or anything like that. So that leads me to believe we're still a couple of steps away from him actually playing in the game.
I'm sure he has a contusion, but it sounds to me like there might be more than that. I don't know anything, but if he
a bruise,
yeah. I mean, if you break something, you're going to have a bruise. I'm just saying maybe there's more to it than that, which is their business. But I would think he would have been back by now. But he looked good when we saw him.
Yeah.
According to Spot Track.
Oh, real quick on Jake before you move on to the official Jake LaRavia injury: left thumb, incomplete scaphoid fracture.
Okay, there you go.
There it is.
Yes.
I wanted to get that. Yeah, I saw that just now on the injury report.
Yes, definitely. Okay, that makes sense.
It's a slight fracture there.
Yeah.
So.
According to Spot Track, the Kings have the fewest dollars lost from player injury of any team in the league. So
none of our big money guys.
They've been out when Domas is out. He wasn't out for too long, I guess, compared to other teams. So they've been relatively healthy, but it's just a matter of now at the end when you want to make sure you have all your guys, they don't.
Right. And, second straight year from Malik. And the thing about it, though, sure, they've, got guys missing, and it might not be big money guys, but these are key players. These are key rotation guys. It's not our 13th man that's out. This is our top 8 guys, and you're never able to get that chemistry, that flow. You change over the roster in the middle of the season, and so it's been tough, man. I wish we could have 10 to 15 games of everybody healthy, but like Doug said, you're fixing a plane in the air while it's flying.
Yeah, the Malik thing's unfortunate, but it gives Devin Carter a chance to get a few more minutes and show what he can do. Jim Jackson loves Devin Carter.
Does he?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah. No, Carter's good, but he's a different kind of player than Malik Monk. And I think one of the things we're discussing on a pregame show is without Malik, who's the player the Kings have to lean on to fill that spot? Is it Devin Carter? Is it Markelle? Is it more offense from Keon Ellis?
Right, because it's different things.
Right, different things.
One guy isn't going to do it.
Right.
And how about we haven't even talked about Dougie McBuckets in the last game?
Yeah. Some people thought Doug should have rode him a little more, played him a little bit more. And when it comes to Doug McBuckets, I'm talking about, you got to give him the opportunity, especially if the offense, like tonight, this is a great Clippers defense. Shooting's going to be key. Spacing is going to be key. Doug McDermott might get some minutes tonight because if he's on a heater, if he's hitting 2-3 threes, something like that, that's going to open things up. Lastly, when it comes to the rotation, and I might have said this the other day, Trey Lyles. To me, Trey Lyles is better the more he plays. He's not a 10, 15-minute kind of guy, and you're going to, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, he needs 25 minutes to really, and it might not happen, obviously, on this team because you got Keegan Murray, but I don't know if we can gauge Trey Lyles from the 10 minutes a night that he gets. This Trey Lyles that we're seeing recently, 35, 40 minutes, not only scoring the ball, but rebounding, defense, fight, effort. It's like almost he gets lathered up like a boxer. The longer he goes, later in rounds he goes, the better he gets. Yeah.
And one point about Dougie McBuckets, I want to see if you agree with this. This is something that also Doug mentioned after the last game. When McDermott gets in the game at the end of a game, Jay and I talked about this, and it's, I know Katie doesn't like this term, but garbage time.
Yeah.
They look for him, and he gets a lot of shots off. Typically, when he's in the game with the guys who play more, they don't look for him.
Yeah.
But in the last game, they did. They were more aware. Right. Doug said, we got to be aware that he's on the floor.
Yeah, 100%. And, this goes back to what Doug said to the guys the first day that he took over when he went down the line and looked at the guys eye to eye in their face and turned to Doug McDermott. When I need offense, when I need buckets, I'm coming to you. Well, if you play him and the guys aren't looking for him, he's not giving you what you want, you expect from him. So the guys have to, he's in there to get buckets. He ain't in there to provide a few minutes of relief. He ain't in there to play defense or rebound or passing. He's in there to shoot the ball, and you got to look for him, to your point.
Yeah, we're coming to you from Tom's Watch Bar, so coming up here.
Yeah, come on out.
Come on out to Tom's Watch Bar.
Come on out to Tom's Watch Bar.
Yes. And if you make it out here quickly, you can be part of this. I have today's Kevin 7 in honor of Tom's Watch Bar. I have the seven greatest Toms in basketball history. Jay was working on this already. The 7 greatest Toms in basketball history will be revealed next with the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
At Lowe's, pros save big on the supplies you need to get the job done. With the new My Lowe's Pro Rewards program, get member-only deals every week and access to free standard shipping. Plus, members earn points toward exclusive rewards. Join for free today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Points are awarded on eligible purchases. Program subject to terms and conditions. Free standard shipping not available in Alaska and Hawaii. Exclusions and more terms apply. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
It's the final days of the spring sales event. Drive home your new Honda before the deals and the new Hondas disappear. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at folsomlakehonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
I love this time of year when the azaleas begin to bloom and the singing birds' sweet dawn chorus remind us that blue skies and sunshine are at hand. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. In sports, the definition for the word master is one who's achieved a high degree of skill, and that will be on display in the highly anticipated golf tournament. In the furniture business, a master is a highly skilled craftsman, an artist even, whose work is coveted by those who appreciate design, quality, and durability. John Keyes was the mastermind of Naturewood Home Furnishings. He knew that you wanted your home to reflect your personal style, whether that was a plain coffee table or a masterpiece for you to enjoy forever. That's why when you walk into Naturewood Home Furnishings, you'll find the largest and best selection of the highest quality home furnishings in Northern California. Masterful. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sacktown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting sacktownsports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram and Woodland. Ram Truck Month, it's back. Chad, tell me about the deals happening at Hoblet.
Only Hoblet can get you a deal this good on the best selection of new Ram trucks. Right now, save up to $15,000 off MSRP on the new 2025 Ram 1500 Tradesman Sports. And with 500 new Ram trucks available, your perfect Ram is waiting for you at the Hoblet Ram Truck Center.
And aren't you the #1 Ram truck dealer in California?
Yeah, we consistently rank #1 in California thanks to our unique selection of Ram trucks. Plus, people love our new certified pre-owned super center with over 200 vehicles available and over 50 under $20,000.
There's only one thing to do. Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
15,000 total net savings after 10,000 factory rebates and 5,000 dealer discounts. Rebates include 8,000 Weston National Consumer Cash, 1,500 Conquest Dealer Cash, must own or lease Ford, Chevy, or GMC brand vehicle, 500 on-the-job upfit, must show proof of $500 eligible upfit. 5,000 net savings, sample VIN 616-182. See dealer for details.
Your old HVAC system could be costing you a fortune in energy bills and repair bills. Right now, Sierra Pacific is offering deep discounts, saving homeowners thousands of dollars. Savings that won't be available later this year, but you must act fast. We have to fill openings in our schedule next week. This limited time offer is only available if you book your installation for next week. Don't wait until it's too late. Call Sierra Pacific and lock in your savings today.
Sierra Pacific Solar Heating and Air. The guys in the big red trucks.
Good afternoon again. This is Ramsey Barker here with your live 2025 Masters update. In the clubhouse with the 8-under lead after 2 rounds is England's own Justin Rose. Modesto's own Bryson DeChambeau and Tyrell Hatton are tied for second place at 7 under. We've got a few tied at 6 under. And again, with the cut line being projected at 2 over, those that are projected to not make the cut include Dustin Johnson, Keegan Bradley, Sergio Garcia, Fred Couples, Phil Mickelson, and former Masters champion Brooks Koepka. This live Masters read is brought to you by Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and it's all about quality. Back to the drive, guys, here live on Saptown Sports.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Thank you, Ramsey, for the Masters update. I know we have Jared Reynolds on today. I think at 4, right? 4.
Yeah, 4.
And I believe he told you a couple nights ago on TV that he's a Rory fan, and Rory, after a couple of double bogeys yesterday,
he's back.
Yeah, 6 under, 2 off the lead at the Masters.
Yes, shot a 66. Honestly, I haven't watched much of the Masters, man. I just.
Oh, Jay will catch you up.
I know, Jay. I've been too busy, man. I haven't, and so I'm get to see it a little bit now. But that's a bucket list item. I was thinking, because I know Jay is not a golf guy. I'll be honest with you. Out of any sporting event that I have not been to yet, the Masters or the Ryder Cup would be top of my list.
That's a terrible list.
It's my list, not your list, big fella.
And you my boy and all, but that's if that is at the top of your list, that's a terrible list. And I know you've been blessed in that opportunity to go to a lot of things.
I'm saying.
But that's a terrible list if that's at the top of your list.
You know where I have not been? The Super Bowl. And I would rather go to this than the Super Bowl.
Jay been to Super Bowl.
Jay been to many.
I was politicking with our assistant PD today about, Lord willing, we all here doing things. We should be at the Super Bowl next year.
Where's it at?
San Francisco.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, heck yes.
Yeah, what term? You can say hell yeah. I said it all the time.
But we gotta be there.
Did you get very far? I heard you making your case.
Yeah, he said it should be a go.
Wow.
Because the last time, and it was before my time being here, and I think you were at another place, Whitey, San Francisco. I believe all the shows went from Sac Sports 1140, but we weren't, affiliate of the San Francisco 49ers. Yeah. So now we are. We need to be there.
Mm-hmm.
We should make a strong case, and everybody should be there.
I was there. I was working at another station in town, and we were there.
At the Moscone?
Yes.
At the Moscone?
Oh, is that where they set it up?
Yeah. Which I heard was a nightmare because practices and things are in Santa Clara. Radio Row was at Moscone.
Yeah,
like, how does that,
I don't
know.
It might be one of those things, fellas, where, no offense to Jose and CB, we just do it.
Why'd you say their names like the way you say Bonte?
Jose. I'm just saying it's right down the street. Like, I wouldn't say it's a day trip, but you know what I mean?
Is.
It's like it is.
Especially
really
for our time.
Right.
Like, 2 to 6 p.m.
No, you set the Comrex up, plug in,
in and out.
And I understand you got paid to be on Radio Row.
Man, we got Kyle Draper, Dubai money, baby.
Yeah.
What would be the top of your bucket list? I'm interested.
I haven't thought about it. Been some of the stuff I've already been fortunate enough to do. I've never actually been to the NBA Finals.
Really?
Yeah, postseason. But
Warriors autumn year.
I was with them right after all that.
Oh,
that's when I started covering them. Super Bowl. I know you've been.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather watch that on TV. But
but it was a once in a lifetime situation. Well, for that Super Bowl, 49. That was my first time. I mean, as much as I was there for work, I was really a fan, fellas.
Who is that? 49 Street's first one?
Last year. Vegas.
Okay,
Vegas. That was the one I saw as the 49ers played. Now all the other all of the other Super Bowls I attended,
Yeah.
I was working and it just was a fan of football.
okay.
I've been to multiple U.S. Opens, which won't impress Jay, but might impress you.
Oh no, that's
Yeah.
multiple.
Yeah.
Have you been Pebble
No,
at all?
Olympic Club.
Okay.
Oh, right
okay.
there. Olympic
Yeah,
Club.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's this would be at my list.
Really?
Yeah.
The Masters.
Ryder Cup is probably number one.
Why the Masters? And I know you got 7 times real quick,
We'll get to it at some
we
point.
got that.
We'll get to it at some
Why the
point.
Masters? Knowing the history that you know of the Masters, and that's part of my issue with the Masters.
That's part of the reason why I want to go.
Oh, interesting.
Because they wouldn't let
us go.
You know what? I'm walking up there. What? I'm here now. You know what I mean? Me and my crew, we out here.
You know, that's a good point.
Yeah,
Drapes. That is a good point.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, you don't want us there? You don't think we belong? I'm gonna show you.
And by the way, to that point, I think I mentioned this yesterday. I believe it's 50 years since Lee Elder.
Really? Yeah.
Masters.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's super interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like I've thought of that, but I haven't thought of that lately.
Yeah.
That is very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where you look at it and you're like, okay, understandable. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. John Feinstein, we just lost John Feinstein.
Yeah.
Great golf writer, great writer,
Man,
period.
Dude.
He, I
Good
believe
guy,
it was him
too.
who said-
Good guy. Good guy.
Yeah. He would say you're either a U.S. Open guy or a Masters guy. Like, which one is like the ultimate in golf? But you're a Masters guy, or is it because of all the socio-political?
Yeah, that. I mean, I'm both. I had a great time at the U.S. Open, LACC.
Yeah,
LA
okay.
Country Club. A couple of me and Nick went a couple years ago. But the Masters, there's something different about it. Obviously, the socio-economic, part of it. But the $1.50 pimento and cheese sandwich,
Nasty.
which I wouldn't eat.
Right.
I'm not going to eat it. Egg salad sandwich, I'm not going to
You
eat
know what
it.
your boy Carmichael Dave did yesterday?
What?
He made pimento sandwiches and brought them in for the whole morning.
Did he really?
They all ate them.
That's I'm not doing it. But just just to see it. It's supposed to be a beautiful course and everything, the azaleas and all that. I want to take it all in. And like I said,
I can go to Home Depot and see
Yeah, you ain't lying. Talk about in the pot. Right.
Yo, that's terrible.
Have you guys been to the Olympics at all? Covered the
not.
Olympics?
No.
The Olympics for me would probably be the one.
That'd be
Yeah,
a good
because
one.
it's a 2-3 week long situation.
2028.
Yeah. Right
up.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very true.
Yeah.
That'd probably be the one for me.
Yeah, that'd be up there.
Oh my
too.
goodness! I
That'd be
got
up
to
there.
see the Olympics. The other thing I want to take in, and we're supposed to do it this year sometime. We moved it back a little bit, but hopefully I get over to Italy. I would love to, and I've asked the high flyer, Greece and Italy, just that type of atmosphere of basketball, soccer, European, like that. No matter if you're in Series A, which is Italian league, or you jump over to Euro, anything of that nature. Premier League.
Pardon me, would World Cup even be on your list?
It's funny because it's coming here next year. Remember, and Levi is supposed to be one of the big spots that is played. I actually do plan on attending.
You going down?
Yeah, I
Okay.
do want to, dive into that a little bit.
Is it anywhere on your list? Near your list?
World Cup?
Yeah.
Not really.
That's bottom 10. That's not even top 10. Is that even crack 10?
Probably not.
Really?
Maybe too many people. I don't know.
Dang, really?
Nah, I mean, I'm not. I mean,
but the atmosphere.
I guess.
Like your atmosphere.
I never thought about it though. I never thought about it. I've been Premier League games and things like that, which has been great atmosphere. Nothing like World Cup, obviously.
I think I'm with you on that. If I had a chance to go, like Jason, let's go. I got tickets.
Great.
I'm sure I'd enjoy it. Be great, but I'm not like,
ooh, I gotta have it. It's on my
Yeah,
bucket
it's
list.
not
I gotta
on-
check
yeah.
this off before I die. No, it's okay. Yeah.
I've never been to a World Series game beside as a kid.
Okay.
89 A's, Giants.
Yeah.
I
But you
remember
were there?
it. Yeah,
Oh.
but I
Oh,
don't
you
remember
win?
it. Yeah. But game 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I don't really, I remember as a kid, but nothing more than that. I'd like to attend one as an adult. Hopefully the A's will be in it, but good luck.
Yeah.
Thank John Lester, Jeff Samardzija, Jay Giambi. You want me to continue? I'll keep going while we have
Good thing you didn't go to game 3.
You're right. 100%.
Yeah.
Were you?
Yes,
game
I was.
3? I just remember you
were
telling
there?
me that.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I remember you.
Yeah. That was something. That was strange.
What you got? 7 at 7?
I don't know if I can fit it in here.
No, we might have to
do it next. Do it next.
On our Tom's Watch Bar, the top 7 Toms. Do you have some ideas on who might be on the list, Jay?
I have 3. Remember, I told you 3. I haven't thought too many more than that. And real quick before, I guess you should tell Drapes because I questioned Drapes. I said, Could it be college basketball affiliated? Could it be a coach affiliated? And he's like, basketball.
Basketball.
Yeah,
Okay. It could be anybody.
That's our score. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
That's
get on
coming
to
up.
Tom's Watch Bar, top 7 Toms in basketball history. Next, Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
All guests and callers join us from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Time to check out Capital Casino, conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
Hey, everybody, it's your boy Drapes, Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. All right, I know what you're thinking. Here we go again, another Drapes commercial for his guys and girls down there at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. But trust me, listen to this. Whether you're in the market for a new vehicle or a pre-owned vehicle, Mercedes-Benz of Stockton, they'll take care of you. Trust me, they got certified pre-owned vehicles starting at 3.49 APR on select 2021, 22, and 23 models. And take it from me, when you go to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton, you leave out feeling like you're valued, like they trust you, like they care for you. Matter of fact, it's like they're your family. That's right. So for over 30 years, Mercedes-Benz of Stockton has been there for the entire community. And get this, it's not that far away, guys. Just a short drive down I-5, or of course, online anytime at mbfstockton.com. So head on down to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton and tell them Drape sent you.
At Lowe's, pros save big on the supplies you need to get the job done. With the new Lowe's Pro Rewards program, get member-only deals every week and access to free standard shipping. Plus, members earn points toward exclusive rewards. Join for free today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Points are awarded on eligible purchases. Program subject to terms and conditions. Free standard shipping not available in Alaska and Hawaii. Exclusions and more terms apply. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What's going on, world? It's your boy Kevin Hart with some exciting news. I am coming to a city near you. My new tour is called Acting My Age, and I want to see you there. Come out, have a good night, a good time. It's all new material in a much, much more intimate setting. Go get your tickets and head to KevinHartNation.com now.
Comedy superstar Kevin Hart brings his new tour, Acting My Age, to the venue at Thunder Valley on Saturday, April 26th. Tickets on sale now at ThunderValleyResort.com and KevinHartNation.com.
It's the final days of the spring sales event. Drive home your new Honda before the deals and the new Hondas disappear. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopiers.com.
Have you ever dreamed of shopping for the perfect jewelry from home? Well, now it's possible, and you can even build your credit. PrestigiOJewelers.com now offers online shopping, making us the premium credit jeweler nationwide. With an exceptional selection of fine jewelry, from engagement rings and gold chains to sparkling diamond earrings and much more. With over 30 years of experience, Prestigio guarantees you'll find exactly what you're looking for. It's fast and easy. Once approved, you'll receive a guaranteed credit line from $400 to $10,000. All you need is to be 18 years or older, have a valid form of ID, be employed for a minimum of 6 months, and a bank account for automatic payments. PrestigiOJewelers.com is the perfect way to establish or reestablish your credit, with interest rates at only 2.25% per month. We are here to help you with monthly reporting to all major credit bureaus. The perfect jewelry, the perfect price, helping you build perfect credit. Visit us online at PrestigiOJewelers.com or at one of our locations in Sacramento, Stockton, Merced, and Fresno. Enter code SACTOWNSPORTS at checkout to save 10%.
Tour afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. Try on Sacktown Sports.
Too, it's a pretty cool bucket list item for golf fans is to see it. Just the Crosby, we got an AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am.
Oh, yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, I remember that.
I saw what made me think of that is I remember seeing Huey Lewis playing there.
What about up in Tahoe too? How's that? I haven't been.
Edgewood. Dude, we should do it this summer.
Let's do that.
We should
Come
do it
on,
this summer.
that's got to be done.
Yeah,
Jay.
Make sure
Come
we
on.
put that in the copious notes of the meeting next week.
Yes.
I'll see if we can put that in play.
All right.
Brawling with
Yeah.
celebrities,
Oh, my
sports
gosh.
celebrities, and otherwise.
Yeah,
It's just a great time.
We got to be up there.
Great
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the first time I think I ever witnessed in person Charles Barkley's golf swing, which is
Was it as rough to look at
It's
as
indescribable.
Really?
Really, it's like what? That's physically impossible.
Yeah, we got to check that. Steph will be there, right? Steph
I
Curry.
would think so.
Yeah, he'll
He's
be
been there
there.
the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Longer than that, actually, probably the last 6 years.
Yeah, we got to do that.
Anybody on the current Kings roster play a lot of golf that you know of?
Yes. Doug McDermott is close to a scratch golfer. He won't say that, but he's pretty good. Zach LaVine golfs all the time. Zach LaVine said every off day, that's what he's doing on the road. If he's off, yeah, he's golfing. Obviously, Malik Keegan, high school golfer. His mom was a college golfer. So, yeah, a number of guys get out there.
I wonder if Zach has had a chance to try at any of the local courses and what he thinks of. Beautiful golf in Sacramento,
Beautiful
as you
golf.
well know.
I wonder if he has. You know, a few weeks ago he hadn't, just because of the schedule and
Sure.
everything. But I'm like, dude, you got to get out. We got tons of great golf courses out here.
Speaking of the schedule, coming up on our schedule, Jerry Reynolds top the 4 o'clock hour. First time you and Mr. Reynolds have compared notes,
Yeah,
historic
didn't
broadcast,
text or anything, and haven't talked to him since. You know,
and he's very busy. I hope he's listening because I'd love his thoughts on this. We're coming to you today from Tom's Watch Bar, and in honor of our gracious hosts, I present today's Kevin 7, the 7 greatest Toms in basketball history.
Okay.
All right. See what you think here. Number 7, power forward for the great Celtics dynasty teams. He was, as a player, was 8-0 in the NBA Finals.
I know
Hall
who
of
that is.
Famer. His number 16 hangs from the rafters in Boston. He's currently 86 years old. Tom Satch Sanders.
Satch Sanders, one of the nicest guys out there. Great dude. Love Tom Satch Sanders.
Yeah.
And he's in the Hall of Fame, not for his play.
I know he's a contributor.
Yes, it's for everything else he's done outside of basketball and for the game and everything like that. Yes.
Number 6 is a power forward. His number 14 was retired by the Warriors. He led the Sonics in rebounding in their first season. He wrote a book of his original poems, and he currently, at age 86, resides in the city of Sacramento, California. His name is Thomas Sherry. You heard of Thomas Sherry? He's a Warrior legend.
No, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he might be the first player of the San Francisco Warriors had his jersey retired by him. Tom Sherry. Number 5, this guy scored more than 14,000 points in his NBA career. High school, he shared the Indiana Mr. Basketball Award with his twin brother, Dick. He played with the Sixers, briefly with the Royals and the Kings, 3-time All-Star, Tom Van Arsdale.
Van Arsdale, yep. That's a basketball family right there. That name carries weight in basketball.
Number 5? That was number 5?
That was number 5.
Ooh, that's going to be tough to beat already.
Number 4 is probably one of the ones you're thinking of, Jay.
Okay.
2-time NBA Coach of the Year, current coach of the Knicks, of course, Tom
Thibodeau.
Thibodeau.
Yeah, Tibbs.
And he won a ring as an assistant with the Celtics.
With Doc
right?
Rivers,
08, I think.
2008. Yes. Did I tell you the Tibbs story?
I don't think so.
Yeah, this is, Tibbs plays his guys a lot of minutes. Well, one game, Doc Rivers got ejected midway through the third. Tibbs didn't make a substitution the rest of the game. Like, dudes played like 19 minutes straight, 20 minutes straight. Afterwards, everybody was like, Tibbs. And so we should have known then that that's what kind of coach he was. No, this is a true story. He didn't make a single substitution the last 18 minutes of the game.
I think you guys recently on a game you were doing had a graphic on the Kings telecast about Tibbs approved, and it was all the minutes that they-
yeah. The minutes, yeah. Great dude, though. Love Tibbs, but man, he was, I think they won the game, though. So it made it okay. Imagine you lose and don't make any subs, but yeah.
All right, number 3 here, the Kevin 7 greatest Toms in basketball history, and we got some heavy hitters, obviously, the rest of the way. In 1972, he became the first person of Hispanic descent to serve as a pro sports official, 30-year NBA referee. He now spends his time organizing sports camps and speaking to kids from coast to coast. His son, Junior, also was a referee, Tommy Nunez.
Oh, yeah, I remember Tommy Nunez. Yes. I remember. I was wondering where you were going with that.
Okay, you digging deep, kid.
Yeah, that's something you can't overlook.
Huh?
Yeah. Now, number 2 should probably be number 1, but I don't like the Celtics. So 2 is
thought it'd be number 1. Yeah.
8 titles as a player, 2 as a coach, a basketball broadcasting legend. I know Drapes.
That's my guy. Yeah.
In the Hall of Fame as a player and as a coach. Yeah. The late great Tommy Heinsohn.
Yeah. You know how when Magic Johnson got his nickname, the local writer, how King James got his. Well, Tommy's the one who gave me Drapes.
Really?
Nobody ever called me Drapes.
Really?
Yeah. I'm like,
who
hey,
the hell
Mr.
did you hang
Heinsohn.
out with early in your life?
I know. No, because they would get squared up, the 2-piece, you know?
Yeah.
But Tommy Heinsohn, I'm like, hey, Mr. Heinsohn, I'm Kyle Draper. He's like, Kyle Draper? I'm calling you Drapes from now on. And then it stuck. That was it.
What a great story.
Yep, that Tommy Heinsohn started the first one.
That's pretty dope,
I mean,
man.
people as kids joked around but like, and I had to run with it. And
of course,
a legend gives it to you. So
yeah, and he was there was a time when he was the analyst, national NBA analyst.
Yeah,
the games were on CBS. The Celtics and the Lakers.
Yep.
And here's one of the greatest Celtics of all time, and he was doing the finals, Celtics and Lakers.
Who was he with? Dick Enberg
and Tommy Heinsohn.
Yes, I remember that. And my parents.
What was his name when Pat O'Brien?
Pat O'Brien.
Yeah,
my parents used to hate Tommy Heinsohn. They used to hate. How can he be on the national broadcast?
Exactly.
He's a Celtics guy and everything. In the 80s, they hated Tommy Heinsohn, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
And number 1 friend of the show, 4-time All-Star Game MVP in 87, scored more than 20,000 career points. One of the original stretch bigs, Tom Chambers.
Figured Tom would be on there.
Okay, all right. Hey, he should be number 1. I'm surprised you ain't go with Tom Tolbert.
He was honorable mention.
Was he honorable?
Tom Gugliotta.
Tom Gugliotta was honorable mention.
Man. Yeah. All right, I like that list. That's a pretty good list.
Yeah.
And the thing I like about your list, you went with some off the beaten path Toms, not just the ones everybody knows.
Mm-hmm.
So that was impressive.
A guy like Tommy Nunez, I mean, I don't think we talk enough about a guy like that and things he contributed.
No, you're right. Trendsetter, man.
Yeah, but it was worth it just to get your story about Tommy Heinsohn.
I know. Tommy Heinsohn.
That's pretty cool, man.
It really
is. It's can I tell you a quick story real quick?
Please.
I'm not going to name names.
Oh, you got it.
I'm not going to
figure it out.
But
Image Rock will figure it out.
The Celtics did a special broadcast one night this season.
Okay.
And they're talking about the game. I'm not going to tell you who it was or any. And one of the analysts goes, because they kept talking about Tommy. One of the analysts during the game goes, "Who's Tommy?"
Ooh.
That's like, that's like for the 49ers. Who's Montana?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? Like you can't. And it was kind of cringy. Like,
but how many times, and you guys know, we've all grew up with people where all you know is their nickname,
right?
So to say,
right?
You might not even know what their real first name is, their government name.
Right.
So I mean, but I get what you're saying. That
but
is,
like on the Celtics broadcast,
that's like saying who's Jerry?
Right? Like,
G-Man?
Like who's that? Like
who's Gary Gerald?
It's like you got to know the history a little bit, right?
Like, G-Man. Oh, I didn't know his name.
Are they still gainfully employed?
It was just a one-off thing. It was just a special event.
Question.
No, how did you find out? Did it go social or this?
It's on social, that thing went viral, bro, out in Boston, and I still follow a lot of people and everything. And it was a special night that they did this, and they brought some people in to do a special broadcast. And this one person was like, "Who's Tommy?"
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Steven's been hanging on, so we'll talk to Steven, see what's up. How you doing, Steven? You with the Drive Guys?
I'm good, boys. How you guys doing at Tom's, man?
Good, man.
Celebrating Kyle's birthday.
That's right, man. I'm calling in, man. I hope you have a good call tonight, Kyle. I just really was calling just to wish you a happy birthday, man. You are an inspiration to a lot, especially with your story and everything that you have, man, and your sobriety and all that stuff, man. So the big 5-0 is huge, man. So I just wanted to call to wish you a very, very happy birthday, man.
Shout out to you, man. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. And he hung online, on hold
That's
to do that. So appreciate you, Stephen, man. Glad you listening, man. Thanks for all that love.
You're having a great birthday weekend so far.
It's been fantastic, dude. The weather's nice. I'm golfing tomorrow.
Where you going? Where you going? Don't tell nobody. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, don't say that. My bad.
Antelhoff.
Yeah, I'm not messing around with that course. That course is tough, Jay.
Difficult.
Too many trees, man. I know it's nature and everything. Why they got so many damn trees?
Where's it at?
Eddie Johnson loves Antelhoff.
Does he?
He did when he
Where's
played.
that at? Carmichael?
Where's it at?
Yeah.
Carmichael. Yeah.
Carmichael has a damn golf course.
It's a nice one.
What?
It's one of the
Tough track.
more
I've
popular
heard the
ones.
name. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
All right. When we come back, the great Jerry Reynolds is going to join us.
Yes.
Break down his performance and look ahead, of course, to the Kings and the Clippers. Next here on the Drive Guys Sacktown Sports.
Every day when we're on the road, people around us endanger themselves and others by looking at their phones while driving. There's the sneaker peeker who darts their eyes between the road and their texts, or the nightlighter who illuminates their car after dark. If that's you, reconsider before you find yourself becoming the fender bender-er, the got a ticket-er, or worst of all, the driver who killed someone. Put the phone away or pay. Paid for by NHTSA.
And that was good advice. Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating. They're ready to come out the day that we called. They treated us with a lot of respect, from the person who answered the phone to the guys who installed our new HVAC unit. And it was a project. They got it done very quickly and efficiently. So why choose Lee's? They offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee, 4.8 stars on Google. A lot of friends recommend them. I gave them a 5-star review myself. I would have given them 6 if I could have. They've won awards with their service. They've spent more than 40 years serving the Valley's HVAC heating and plumbing needs. You can trust Lee's with installation and repair of your AC, furnace, and water heater, plus residential and commercial plumbing repair and commercial HVAC services too. You can find out more at leesair.com. Check out that mission statement. It's all about serving customers and community. And check on their $99 HVAC tune-up service with the hot weather arriving soon. Let Lee's take care of you the way they took care of me, treating us like family. They set us up with an HVAC system that has improved our quality of life and the air that we breathe. Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating, license number 635355.
Save $12,000 off MSRP on new 2025 Silverado 1500 LT at the Maida Chevy Silverado Super Center. After all rebates. And Maida Chevy still has one of the largest selections in the Sacramento area, with $12,000 off new Silverado exclusively at the Maida Chevy Silverado Super Center. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
5 new savings must trade in 2011 or newer. Not available with special financing, lease, and some other offers.
Made a great deal at Maida.
What sets Ashton & Price apart from other injury law firms? I'll tell you. From beginning to end, all important legal decisions are made directly between our clients and their experienced local attorney. A gate agent flying the plane, the receptionist performing surgery, not a chance. There's simply no substitute for the unique power of the direct attorney-client relationship offered by Ashton & Price. And there's never a fee until we win, and between you and me, we win a lot.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
You know what's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the Wendy's $5 biggie bag with a junior bacon cheeseburger, 4-piece nugs, junior hot and crispy fries, and small soft drink is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and Applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot. For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
Unlimited time does not mean forever. U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska, Hawaii, and California via third-party delivery. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada.
It's the final days of the spring sales event. Drive home your new Honda before the deals and the new Hondas disappear. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Honda. Yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
It's Carmichael Dave talking to you about my good friends at American Energy. You're in the Sacramento area. You know how the seasons work. They are a-changing right now. So American Energy wants to help you stay warm for the rest of the cold season, but help you stay cool during the warm season. Best way to do that, make sure your system is operating safely. So right now is the time to take advantage of half off a tune-up, $24.50. They cut that right in half, and if you want a diagnostic, guess what? You can't beat free. If it's free, it's me, and now it can be you. And also, it's the end of the season blowout. $4,000 off a new system plus any rebates. That $4,000, that's a direct drop from the sticker price. It's a great deal. Check them out at theaeway.com or an instant quote, or give them a call at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Tell them your good buddy Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Harbor Freight knows time is money, so for our Spring Black Friday sale, we're getting straight to the deals. Right now, you get 35% off jack stands, 56-inch roll cabs under $800, and 2,300 PSI electric pressure washers under $190. See? Straight to the point, so you can get straight to the savings. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight. Valid until April 13th, 2025, while supplies last. Limitations apply.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Good afternoon again. This is Ramsey Barker here, live in the KHTK control room with your 2025 Masters update. Justin Rose with a 2-round lead at 8 under. Coming in second in sole possession of second place at the moment is Modesto's own Bryson DeChambeau. We've got 3 golfers tied at 6 under, including Rory McIlroy, who shot a 66 today, Scotty Scheffler, and others. The cut line is scheduled to be at 2 over par, with those that are scheduled to miss the cut, including Dustin Johnson, Tony Finau, Keegan Bradley, former Masters champions, and Brooks Koepka, and Phil Mickelson. Your live Masters update is brought to you by Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and all about quality. Coming up next, we've got Jerry Reynolds live on the line with the Drive Guys. We're back here, Sacktown Sports Drive Guys, 4 p.m. hour.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
We're coming to you from Tom's Watch Bar. We're celebrating Kyle Draper's birthday. And this is a treat for all of us, Drapes. You know, we already had Jerry on one day this week.
Right.
You got to work with him.
Yes.
And now he's nice. He must not have anything better to do.
Or he likes us that much.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I guess that's possible.
Right.
The great Jerry Reynolds joining us. Happy Friday, Jerry. How are you today?
Well, pretty good. And to your question, I don't have anything better to do, and I do like you guys. So
how about that?
So, it tells you a little bit about my circle of friends, I guess.
What was I can't imagine the response you got. I know you're very modest, but people just were, doing somersaults over how happy they were to have you back on. What can you share with us about the reaction you got and how that made you feel, Jerry, to the broadcast you did with Drapes?
Well, I had a good time, and all the people, it was really great to see a lot of people over the years, from fans to ushers to, security, those things, nice relationships that sometimes you forget. And it's great to touch base again. Of course, the broadcast team itself, has such a close relationship with those guys over the years when we all traveled together all the time. That was a real team in my eyes, great guys. And of course, getting to work with Kyle worked out great. He obviously, hate to give him too much of a boost because he doesn't need it. He's got enough ego. But I mean, he's good at his job, and the fact that he threw the Eagles thing at me right away, I thought was a little bit of a cheap shot. I mean, the guys getting all excited about a dynasty of one.
Jerry, would you think that was a flagrant one or a flagrant two?
That was a flagrant one for sure, but I was able to shake it off. I got to tell you though, the thing that struck me the most was after the game. I called my wife and just to see because that's the real critics you're worried about. Mm-hmm. And she said, "Well, hon, you didn't embarrass us." And I said, "Well, that was a goal, right there. That was a goal." And then my son Jay said too. He said, "Dad, I always hate to give you a lot of credit, but you were okay." So as probably both you guys know, just getting a little bit of props from your immediate family. Those are real bonus points.
Yeah, they're going to tell you the truth. Regarding that Eagles Chiefs joke, Jerry, I had to break the ice. It was an icebreaker. When you do public speaking, you tell a joke to, disarm the audience. I wanted to make you feel comfortable and at home, my friend.
Well, I was disarmed. Okay. You disarmed me.
Tell me about the emotions. Was it emotional at all, Jerry?
A little bit, I mean, you can't, basically been 6 years since I'd done a play-by or a color game. I did some pre and post games some years, but, and that's not much fun really, to tell you the truth. but doing the game live, as that's where the excitement is. And it certainly brought me back into it. I mean, I certainly enjoy watching basketball, but it's not quite the same as watching it live and then talking about it and you kind of do get involved in the game. So yeah, it's a blast. I mean, like I told Katie this morning, it was fun. I enjoyed doing it, and I enjoyed being one and done.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd want to have a steady diet of it.
Well, I know a lot of people, and we're thrilled that Katie's back. Don't misunderstand me, but I know a lot of people would love to see a lot more going forward. I want to ask you about that game, though, Jerry. And I know we're focusing on the Kings here, and they're getting ready for the play-in. To me, that game really was more about Denver, the fact that they played so well their first game with their new coach. Did you see it that way as well?
I did. I mean, I thought they were really good. And, of course, they had 4-game losing streak, changed coaches. And, of course, in a way, it didn't surprise me. Every time a Coach Adelman walks in that building, there's a good chance of getting a win.
Get a W,
yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, I thought they were, they were really good. And of course, getting Pickett to more than make up for Jamal Murray, that was a key. But they're a good team. They, I don't know that, all I know is that somebody that beats them in the playoffs, if they play like that, they're better bring their A game. That even includes Oklahoma City.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. I think, Denver, win right, win whole, win locked in. They're going to be a tough out. What do you make of the way the Kings played, though, specifically Demar Derozan? A lot of people coming down on him. What I noticed, Jerry, and you can agree or disagree, it seemed like he was pressing a little bit early on. What did you see from Demar?
Oh, well, I did too. I mean, because Aaron Gordon was able to guard him, I thought, and did an excellent job. And I thought DeMar really tried too hard to score on him when it's clear that was not going to be a good matchup for him. And so it'd been a good place to kind of defer and just kind of get involved, let the game come to you a little more. So I thought he did force force things too much. I mean, and obviously he's a great scorer. He's proven that, but it's like anything. It's like the idea is to get really good shots. And if you can't get them, don't take them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jer, I thought that to my untrained eye, I thought Denver kind of focused their defense on Demar in a way that I haven't seen a lot of teams do, as if they've realized, hey, they run a lot of offense through him. And I thought that was one of the things that he had a hard time getting through. Denver just, I thought, defended him very well from the jump, and that seemed to be a real focus defensively, in my opinion.
That's exactly what they were doing. I think they said, hey, really DeMar is kind of the head of the snake offensively. Yeah. So if we make it tough on him, then that's going to make it very difficult for the Kings to score enough. And that's kind of the way it turned out. I mean, Zach got going pretty good in the second half, but I really thought that it was a clear case, that they needed to go through Domas more. Just the fact that it would be easy for him to catch the ball against Jokic, and you could get a little more ball movement, more guys involved. So,
they're going to see more of that, right?
Yeah.
Other teams are going to do that now because it's worked so well.
Well, I'd be willing to bet, yeah. I mean, Jeff Van Gundy and Tyrone Ty Lue. I mean, they probably watch ball games now and then,
they know a thing or two. You're right. Hey, Jerry, so we're going to see Dallas in this play-in, and that's next week, I know, and we'll have you on next week. But what do you make of that matchup, and do you think the Kings are poised to make a little bit of run and get through these play-in games?
Well, I think they can. I don't think there's any doubt. I think they're more talented than Dallas right now. But, I mean, with Davis back and Lively and Gafford, I mean, they're going to be awfully big and strong, that's for sure. They don't have the guard line that, we're used to seeing or from Dallas. But I think the Kings can beat them. I mean, the key's going to be really I think a lot of pace. I mean, if you can really make it tough on the guards, a lot of ball pressure, and get the game up and down, I think the Kings have a great chance of beating them.
Jer, how about Bogey back tonight? He's done some nice things for the Clippers. He was such a fan favorite here. You as a former coach, what do you think of Bogey's game and how he fits in with what the Clippers are doing?
Well, that is the key with Bogey. He can fit in with anybody. He's one of those guys that's a really good basketball player, can play several spots, several positions. I always thought, honestly, that was one of the biggest mistakes the Kings organization made when they let him walk in free agency, because, he's a real asset. And when you lose assets for nothing but money, it's hard to make up. And so he's really helped the Clippers, just like he's not quite the same player he was when he was with Kings, but, he'll make shots and he'll move the ball and he can defend a couple positions, and a terrific guy off your bench, one of those guys that really can fit what you need. If you need somebody at the 2 guard or the small forward or even at the lead guard, he can play all those.
Well, Jerry, it was quite a week for all of us, all of your many fans. And so thanks for coming on with us. You've been on the station a lot this week between us and Carmichael Dave, and we really appreciate it. And it just made everybody so happy and brought back a lot of wonderful memories. So thanks for sharing all that with us today.
Well, I was glad to be with you guys. And by the way, I didn't return your text, Whitey, because, I'm getting pretty big time.
I know. See? That's what I figured. Hey, I want to ask you real quick. I did a thing today because we're at Tom's Watch Bar, the top 7 Toms in NBA history. I'm just wondering, in basketball history, I had Tom Satch Sanders, Tom Sherry, Tom Van Arsdale, Tibbs, Tommy Nunez, Tommy Heinsohn, and Tom Chambers. Is that a pretty good list for the most part?
Yeah, that is. I would have definitely had, Chambers and Tom Van Arsdale and Tom Sherry. Yeah, I would. They were all Tommy Heinsohn.
Yeah.
Those. Now I'm trying to think. There's a lot of Toms. So I don't know. But you're digging pretty good there.
All right. Appreciate it.
All right.
Enjoy the game tonight. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon, Jerry. Thank you.
Well, I will enjoy it, and I'm counting on Kyle getting a job done tonight. I let you down, Kyle, but I know you can pull them through tonight, buddy.
No, you carried me the other night, Jerry. Appreciate it, man. I had a blast, man. So much fun, man.
All right. See you guys.
All right,
See
Dan.
ya. Jerry Reynolds. How many fans, meanwhile, going to be attending this big, fat Sacramento sports weekend? More on that with the Drive guys when we come right back to Tom's Watch Bar on Sacktown Sports.
The Napoleon Stainless Steel Prestige 500 connected propane grill with infrared side and rear burner is a dynamic evolution in grilling. Featuring Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connectivity, it brings you closer to your grilling experience than ever before. The Napoleon Connected lets you monitor temperatures, set timers, and receive high temp warnings all from your smartphone. With temperature probes and LCD display, you'll always know exactly what's happening inside your grill. Napoleon's LED control knobs even illuminate for nighttime, entertaining and feature safety glow. Napoleon Grills. Simply the best.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the ultimate lunch lineup boasts wall-to-wall sports and scenic views. When you're hungry and in a hurry, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
The only station in Sacramento giving you the local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Yeah, we're Tom Quad Bar. Dave was asking what I got going on this weekend. It's not pleasant. Got some water from the rainy season accumulated under the house. Had a pump under there, Jay. Stopped working, so I'm going under there, to get another pump in there and then hook up a hose. And Jay said, "Don't you have somebody else who could do that?" Maybe, but I want to get it done myself. Ooh, I got to get under there.
Well, boy, get your own hands dirty.
When
I like it.
I kid you not, when Lee's came out, they had to go under the house. They had to go in the attic, and they did a great job wiring the new HVAC. But I guess somehow they found out that I'd been in both places, and they were like, wow. They were telling my wife, which is like, yes, thank you. Like, wow, that's pretty good.
Really?
I guess a lot of people don't go under their house. I don't know.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, and especially some of these newer houses, they don't even have anything under the house.
True.
Yours little raised,
Crawl
so that's
space,
a little
baby.
different. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Didn't you have a rodent of some sorts that you guys thought were like was under the kitchen?
We had the rodent. And I don't know what
Did you
happened
get
to
that?
I went under there, but I couldn't find it.
So it just went away?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I probably told you, we had skunks under there. We're living under there for a while.
Really?
Yeah.
Nah, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And this guy came out. We called a federal trapper. It's
Okay.
like, what are we going to do with skunks? And he came out one day and he goes, yeah. Because the people were going to do some duct work. They said, we can't do your duct work. You got a mama skunk under there sleeping, and we're not going to do anything till she's out. So the guy comes over, the federal trapper, and he says, I need your help. I'm like, okay. We put overalls on, and he gives me this long pole with a needle on the end, and it's got some kind of poison in it. And he goes, we're going to go under there. And, if you see her, you got to
stick her.
Yeah.
Oh, no, man. Wow.
So I'm like, okay. We went under there. She wasn't under there.
Good.
And which I was glad.
Right.
And the more I think about it, I think he knew she wasn't under there, and he was
testing,
playing with
testing your manhood.
He just wanted to see how I'd react. Yeah. Because, if you stick them, they're not going to go, oh, you win.
Right.
They're going to spray you.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
I was really glad it didn't come to that.
Yeah, no, you don't want to be a part of that, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a heck of a weekend you got planned there, sir.
Yeah. How about you? You playing softball?
No, I might put a little batting practice action though. Saturday maybe get that in.
Yeah.
Sunday's supposed to be with the beautiful family.
Sunday I'll be
Extending
out
myself.
here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I know Drapes, you got basketball tonight and Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Sunday, and I'm missing my softball game on Sunday.
Oh,
dude.
man.
3:00 first pitch. And
Wow.
thank you, my guy. And but the Kings game's at 12:30, so I
Right.
won't be done till 3.
Yeah.
So I'm missing it. And back-to-back games I'm missing.
Yeah.
fellas.
How's your team going to fill that void?
Did y'all win last week?
Nah, because I wasn't there.
So y'all 0-2?
No, we got to win, big
Oh,
fella.
so y'all 1-2.
Yeah, maybe 1-3.
Dang, it's been that many weeks?
Yeah.
Ah,
it's been
man,
that
where
many
have I
weeks.
been?
Exactly, yeah. Yeah.
Dude, am I going to get the schedule anytime soon? Or
No, 1 and 2. 1 and 2.
Man, I know the,
one got
I know
rained
the
out.
schedule better than
I
you.
know. One got rained out. So
Okay.
one got canceled because of rain.
How many games you have for the season?
Jay, you're asking too many. I don't know.
All right.
I take my life
you like me.
day by day.
Show up when it's
show
time.
up when it's time.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm like, I got a game tomorrow. Okay, I'll be there.
I'm with you. I'm sort of like
You
that. My
sorta
wife
like
hates
that.
it, but yeah, I'm like that.
I know when the playoffs come, your boy will be ready.
That boy.
That's what it's about.
That boy.
Speaking of,
What are you doing over here, man?
I don't know. It looks like I got shut down.
What's this?
It just stopped working.
Oh, it's not charging.
Did I not
Jay.
turn on?
Ah, there it is.
Okay.
Oh man.
There we
Hey,
go.
man, we can't take you out the office.
Nah, you
at all,
can't, man.
bro.
I'm out, man.
Speaking of the weekend, what are you guys expecting as far as the crowds for both the A's and the Kings tonight and Sunday?
Well, that's a good question because tonight and Sunday they're competing against each other.
Right.
You know?
And the only times they've played, the 2 times we've had them both playing at the same time, and they are combined 0-4 in those scenarios on the same day.
Both
Maybe not-
teams
Yeah.
winless
Yeah.
so far. I think it'll be a great crowd for both, to be honest with you, because the weather is so perfect right now, and not everybody can get into the Kings game. And when you have the Mets in town, they're going to have a huge following. And so I expect both venues to be bumping tonight.
Yeah, I know we agree that Sacramento shouldn't feel any compulsion to try to show that we're ready for this or that, because us getting our own baseball team, I think it's so far down the road. But that said, if you have typically, a standing crowd tonight at the Golden One and people show out at baseball, if you have them at the same time, that really does go a long ways towards showing whoever's paying attention that, we are a legitimate sports town in terms of our numbers.
Yeah, we can support teams. And this is the kind of night and the kind of weekend we've been talking about, right, before the A's got here. What about those games where the Kings got a day game and A's got night game or vice versa? This is what, we envisioned when the A's, were announced to come here. And so, and it's a weekend. It's a beautiful weekend, meaningful games for the Sacramento Kings. And so I think the city's going to be lit this week, man. I think there's a lot going on this week in Sacramento.
I don't want to put you on the spot. Neither one of you. I have something to say if you don't. Anybody have any comments on the demise of the short-lived Sacramento Gold Diggers? We talked about it yesterday, Jay. I had a jersey on yesterday. And then today,
the Gold Diggers jersey?
They sent out some gear.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Hold on here.
Yeah. And now we find out that pulling the plug on that was not thought through all the way. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, and Matt George tweeted out a statement from the River Cats. Our recent marketing campaign for an alternative identity clearly missed the mark. Our intention was to creatively reference the rich history of Sacramento in gold country, but our approach was wrong, and we are sorry for the mistake. Do you feel like it was a mistake?
Yes. My wife, I haven't seen this. Sheena was telling me today they had a commercial where they had like a young woman in one of the Gold Diggers jerseys, and she was with like this older rich man, and they were playing off. I didn't see it.
Oh, really?
That's not good.
Hello.
Oh, see, now that the rollout was bad, it sounds like.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that part. Because if you're trying to honor the rich history, well, then let me see somebody, mining for gold or something. No, don't play on it. Yeah, that's.
So maybe
that was shorter than Royale. Huh. At least Royale made an appearance on the Jumbotron, and then they, he got sent back to Cincinnati.
Yeah, because I have barely 24 hours, if that, for the Gold Diggers.
Yeah.
So
wow,
that's unfortunate.
So you got some gear though.
Well, it wasn't mine. It was actually Kyle Ledbetter's, and he said you could wear it.
Okay.
Because Jay wasn't a huge fan of it, so I was wearing it, trying to get Jay agitated. Yesterday.
What do they do with that gear, though? Do they treat it like
send it to a third world?
That's what I was wondering. Send it to a third, or is it a collector's item? 50 years from now, somebody on Sacktown Sports 1140 going to be like, "Yo, y'all remember they tried to do Royale? Oh, I still got the T-shirt right here."
Sound like Whitey right about now with some of the things back in '87.
Right, some of the things Whitey be
make it into Emron.
Yeah,
get a fair price.
Right,
for it.
get it authenticated.
I know it's easy for anybody to sit on their couch or sit on the radio and go, "Oh, they shouldn't have done that." I just think that was really a miss that just shouldn't have been tried. It's like I think that's an obvious misstep that I really feel like somebody should have saw coming.
Was it the
before it
rollout,
got that
though?
far.
The way they did it, or just the Gold Digger?
Gold Diggers. Hey, you know,
Right.
there's a connotation there that's not great. Oh, you're right. Well, what else can we call them? To me, it's that simple. And I know that's easy to
Are
say.
we blaming Kanye West?
Well, that's
You know what I mean? If
another part of it.
Kanye
Yeah.
doesn't create that song, does it become as popular? And does it, you know, like, especially here, this is a mining area.
Right,
You know?
right.
Yeah. So now you can't talk about gold digging anymore?
You can talk about gold mining. We used to have the
Right,
gold
the gold
miners here,
miners,
the
okay.
gold panners.
And not the gold diggers.
Yeah, the gold. Yeah, anything.
Yeah,
But that
okay.
was, yeah. So at least hopefully now they got it right.
Okay. All right.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah. Not even a foul tip, huh?
Nope. Maybe not even swinging.
Not even swinging. They went down looking. They didn't get a
Yeah.
chance. They weren't even at the plate, really. Oh,
Yeah.
man, that's messed
Yeah.
up.
We have the rationale here behind, rationale behind Denver's coaching change. Maybe becoming a little more clear.
Okay.
Yeah. More on that when we come back to Tom's Watch Bar Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports. Big time closer, right? That's especially true when it comes to your garage door. And that's why Whitey Gleason, I proudly recommend National Garage Door. If you are looking to repair an existing door, get a brand new one installed, you need National Garage Door. Family owned and operated, has been around since 1974 because services are number one priority. Now, I know a lot of people now, you probably hear a lot of advertisements, see ads about spring is here and spring this and spring that. It's like, I know it's spring. I can tell. I have a calendar. But let me tell you something about spring that you need to know that you might not know. The most common cause of garage door problems is a broken spring. And National Garage Door are the region's BSE broken spring experts. So you got a problem with the garage door involving the spring, they're the people to call. Our garage door was starting to sound, as I've told you, like it was just at the end of its rope, and National Garage Door came out. And this has really impressed me. Kevin from National Garage Door said, you know, we could keep this running. We could patch it up here or there and, you know, still get some more operation out of it. We decided, though, we wanted the new garage door. They didn't oversell us on the new one, but we went that way, and we're excited about that. It looks great. National Garage Door sells quality Rainer branded garage doors. They offer sales, service, and installation on all residential and commercial doors and operators. So if you have garage door needs, old ones coming apart, or you're looking to improve your curb appeal, let National Garage Door come through for you in the clutch. Be your closer, 916-638-4554. That's National Garage Door.
Keeping your engines healthy means protecting them in season and out. Experts trust Stable to do that, and third-party testing confirms it. Stable is the industry leader in preventing fuel-related issues, no matter if you use it in your car, boat, or outdoor power equipment. In season or out, at every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Everyone has a past, but what happens if you've made mistakes and made good on that past, but it keeps following you? Are you looking for an attorney to erase past records and restore your rights? Maybe even restore your gun rights? Do you need a reputable criminal defense attorney who knows even good people make bad mistakes? Well, the attorneys at Gonzalez Law Office are here to help. Find Gonzalez Law Office online at saclegaldefense.com or call them at 916-304-9187. We don't settle for less, and neither should you.
I love this time of year when the azaleas begin to bloom and the singing birds' sweet dawn chorus remind us that blue skies and sunshine are at hand. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. In sports, the definition for the word master is one who's achieved a high degree of skill, and that will be on display in the highly anticipated golf tournament. In the furniture business, a master is a highly skilled craftsman, an artist even, whose work is coveted by those who appreciate design, quality, and durability. John Keyes was the mastermind of Naturewood Home Furnishings. He knew that you wanted your home to reflect your personal style, whether that was a plain coffee table or a masterpiece for you to enjoy forever. That's why when you walk into Naturewood Home Furnishings, you'll find the largest and best selection of the highest quality home furnishings in Northern California. Masterful. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
What's going on? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. Chad, what's happening for the Jeep celebration event?
I'm excited about this, or should I say my wife is. $20,000 off MSRP on the brand new 2025 Jeep Wagoneer S. She had a chance to drive one, and she loves it. And I've not heard from anyone who doesn't love their new Wagoneer. And we have a great selection and more on the way.
I will admit, I sat in one, and it feels very luxurious.
It's nice having such a great option to help get the family wherever they need to go. And if you're looking for something else, we have you covered there, too. People love our new certified pre-owned supercenter with over 200 vehicles available and over 50 under $20,000.
Whatever you need, you can get it at Hoblet. Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
20,000 total net savings after 14,000 factory rebates and 6,000 dealer discounts. Rebates include 7,000 CDJ federal tax credit offered by third party and subject to change without notice. Consult tax professional for eligibility. Through this net savings, sample VIN 562-884. See dealer for details.
I know you don't want me to, but keep on tripping and I'm gonna give it to you.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Draper's birthday. Tom's Watch Bar. By the way, I hope this isn't the case, but it's filling up now. We've had a lot of people kind of looking over and kind of saying hi. Some people have come up, but I've noticed some people kind of looking over, and then I look over and they look away, whatever. And I feel badly because I know a few days ago I was joking.
Oh yeah. That was,
I hope not, because we love it when people come up and say hi. And I know, I mean,
I was about to say, not everybody.
Really?
I love it. Like, somebody came and visited, and Jay looked at him and got up, and I was like, yeah, Jay's security out here. Jay was on, I don't know if he was thinking that way, but it looked like the way he was moving, it looked like he was like, all right, let me see who this guy is, who's coming up, make sure he's, A-okay. And so, Jay done spent, we've been on there 3 hours, so Jay done spent about 2 hours trying to fix the iPad and set it up.
I appreciate it. Yes.
That's the heck thing, bro.
By the way, what did you guys eat?
They don't pay me enough.
I know, right?
They don't pay me enough.
I had a burger, and it was delicious, and fries today.
I had the wings, and the cheese curds are the best in Sacramento, maybe. Best cheese curds around. Jay, remember I had that last time, bro.
Did you?
It was lovely. Like, I might get a to-go order. It was that good. Yeah, it was that good. I don't know what media dining has tonight, but
I don't know.
You don't need it.
They
You
got
don't
the
need
cheese curds, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you don't need it. You don't need it.
Drapes, we haven't talked a lot about what I'm calling now Coach-ageddon, where you got these coaches just
Get
they're
fired.
coaches of teams,
Yeah.
and they're headed for the playoffs, and get out of here.
Yeah.
Something came out today about the Nuggets situation. Hey, there's Sign Lady.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, hey, girl.
Yeah, hello.
Hey, the Rust,
Hello.
yeah.
Yeah. Something came out today that said the Nuggets they've been thinking of firing Michael Malone for a while. So, I mean, I guess, it seems like less of wasn't a knee-jerk thing. They hadn't played well since the break. But if it works for them, if Denver does well in the postseason or Memphis does, Jay and I talked about this yesterday, do you think it's possible that a lot of teams in the future now will have very few qualms about firing a coach like in March?
I think we're at that point already, Whitey.
Yeah.
I think so. I think teams are at a point where it's a quick trigger, if you will. You know what I mean? The first instance, the first sign of trouble, we got to get them out of here. We got to move on. And I will say, when it comes to Denver and Memphis, I believe there's a faction in each of those franchises, Memphis 100% for sure, that favored the assistant coach than the head coach.
Yeah.
Like, who's the Memphis coach again?
Tuomas Isalo.
Yeah. A lot of people wanted him to be the coach anyway, or they were afraid and fearful he would go elsewhere.
Yeah.
And so it was a preemptive strike, if you will. Let's, he's going to be our guy. Let's make this move now. You look at what happened in Denver, as great of a coach as Michael Malone has been, David Adelman has also interviewed for other head coaching
Right,
jobs. And so
right.
he might have been a hot candidate this offseason. And so now you give him a shot and you keep him in. And so I think a lot of these teams have a young assistant coach also where it's like, you know what? This guy might be better. I mean, look at what happened here in Sacramento. You get Doug Christie, an assistant coach, a young up-and-comer in the game, and give him a shot. And so I think we're here at that point right now.
Anytime a coach is fired and it's a controversial firing, it's difficult to gauge the veracity of the things that come out after the fact about how, everyone was so miserable.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know, well, is someone pushing the narrative? But there's so much of that, and it seems to be coming from different sources on Denver. And you look at the way they were playing, it does appear that for whatever reason, whatever's going on between the GM and the coach was really dragging that team down, and people were very unhappy on that ball club.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It may not have been there in the national media, but same thing with Memphis. The people with the boots on the ground, they hear all this stuff. They hear all the backstory, the infighting or whatever. And so I think, when you look at Michael Malone, we had Tony Jones on the other day who writes for The Athletic, and he said he wasn't surprised. The timing, yes, but he wasn't surprised that they were willing to move on for Michael Malone. And I think what winds up happening is, the people behind the scenes that see it day to day, they understand. Case in point, you look at the decision to move on from Mike Brown, and some of the behind the scenes machinations from a 10,000-foot view. Mike Brown was great. He was perfect, but now Sam Amick and, Slate's, reported, and the reports have been out there. Some guys wanted Mike gone, wanted him fired in the offseason. The national media, outside of our bubble here, didn't talk about that.
Yeah, and it's impossible to know sometimes how much friction there is, I should say, between a GM and a coach when it comes to who's playing. GMs get somebody, coach doesn't want to play him, and then that can cause some negative energy that starts to bring the whole team down. Case in point, apparently how much Russ was playing with Denver, and he's done a lot of good things for them. But according to reports, a lot of the Nuggets were feeling like, Michael Malone's really hard on us, but he's letting Russ off the hook.
Yeah.
When Russ is really not playing well, and some of that was because they felt, in a way, Michael Malone was actually bad-mouthing the younger players. So my point is, Jalen Pickett's big game against the Kings was huge because he started, and it kind of showed, yes, this is what we should have been doing all along.
And it goes back to an issue with the Kings that I think Jason Anderson might have reported on way back.
Yes.
About Monty and Mike not being on the same page, if you will. And you think about it like this. Monty went out there and got Chris Duarte, Sasha, but then Mike Brown went and played those guys. Sort of like in Denver, Calvin Booth.
Yeah.
This young Pickett kid, we like him. We want him to develop. Mike Malone's like, no, I'm going with the veteran.
Right.
And so those two butted heads, I believe, over that. And it's clear Pickett's a nice player. He came in. And his second start also, Whitey, he had a triple-double this season. And so he's clearly a quality player, but it seems like there was a butting of heads at the top there in Denver.
Yeah, so, maybe we're facing a new kind of reality for NBA coaches, but I would think if you're a coach, and obviously they got enough to worry about, they have to focus on the game plan in each game. They can't afford to worry about everything swirling around them. But, I think, it's one of the most unstable, insecure professions, and it just got less stable and less secure with what happened this week.
Knowing what we know about NBA head coaches and the position, and this is something I think Doug talked about it, or somebody else that we had on talked about, it's still one of 30. It still satiates your competitive desire. Like if you're a competitor and you miss being in the fight, you're going to take the job knowing the risk.
Yeah.
It could be 1 year. It could be 2 years and you'll be out. So I pose to you, Whitey, knowing what you know about the short shelf life among NBA coaches, is it still a desirable head coaching job?
Sure, because there's only 30 of them and it pays so well.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. And now there's a report out there that Dan Hurley of UConn
again
might be looking at Denver There's a report floating around out there. And so to, the discussion that we're having, an NBA job is still a great job, even though, and to me, the thing that sucks the most is when you move your family.
Right.
Like, it's great, the money and everything, but when you uproot the kids and everything and then get fired, that's the part that, like, if I lost the job as a head coach, I'm upset, I'm sad, but I'm still getting paid 20, 25 million or whatever the contract is. But it's the kids, the wife, the family that really it impacts and hurts.
If I go to some franchise, name whatever, Toronto, whatever,
Yeah.
and I'm there and it doesn't go very well, I'm there 2 years or so, that still opens up doors for me, right? Even if I get
100%.
dispatched, that's like, whoa, he was the head coach of the Toronto Raptors.
Yeah, 100%. And it doesn't even have to mean that you've had a winning record or did a fantastic job or anything like that. Because as we've seen, guys have gotten Frank Vogel's gotten numerous opportunities. Budenholzer, if he's let go, he'll get another opportunity. Mike Brown will get another opportunity. But once you have that on your resume, I ran the program. It was my program. I think that makes you more desirable.
We've got more on that and everything else going on in the NBA. Top of the hour when Slates joins us, Anthony Slater, and things are really happening here at Tom's Watch Bar. If we can fit it in, we've got Whitey's Wayback Machine
let's
coming
do
up
that.
too. So, we're getting closer to tip-off, getting closer to game night here to Drive Guys. Look at Jay hanging out with
I know,
Man.
right?
Sign
Loyalty
lady.
here.
Yes. That and more coming up next. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
All guests and callers join us from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Spring is in the air, and there's really nothing better than hitting the open road in a new Honda. Whether you're shopping for new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade. And while life's roads are often filled with bumps, buying from Stockton Honda couldn't be smoother. Wherever the road you travel might lead, Stockton Honda is happy to get you there. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
The hot weather is coming. Is your HVAC system ready for it? Let Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating make sure it is. Get to Lee'sAirPlumbingandHeating.com. Check out their $99 HVAC tune-up special. And let me tell you why Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating is the way to go. They took care of me when our heater collapsed over the winter, and Lee's set us up with a great new HVAC system that is providing comfort, value, and quality. Let Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating take care of you. License number 635355.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular to get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or ConsumerCellular.com and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture with daily use.
Spring is here, and that means gigantic savings for all your oil change needs at Jiffy Lube today. Get a $25 gift card with the purchase of any Pennzoil Platinum full synthetic oil change through May 31st at your local Jiffy Lube service center in the greater Sacramento areas. And don't forget about the additional $30 off online coupon at jiffylube.com. Terms apply. Valid email address required. See pennzoil.com/rewards for details. Jiffy Lube, a huge spring savings for you today. Come check out Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Whether you're shaping up a small yard or tackling serious acreage, Steel walk-behind, zero-turn, and stand-on mowers are built to get the job done. Shop online or at your local Steel dealer. Steel, let's go mow. Available at participating dealers.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Go from daydreamer to industry leader with Amazon Business. From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/SacTownSports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Oh, we're just hanging out with Sign Man, Sign Lady. Actually, Sign Lady and
Sign Lady
right?
and Man. Yeah.
They're neighbors here, huh?
Used to be.
Oh,
they used to live in the neighborhood I live now. Not giving it away, Whitey. Don't be doxing me or anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, they used to live in the neighborhood I live in now.
Yeah, and I know you've said you live somewhere near a golf course. You playing the Kirklands these days?
Nah, I'm telling you, I got about 200 golf balls just sitting in the bag because I
Really?
collect them.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
like
yeah.
There's some that come in the yard all the time, and then there's a little pond by the par 3 that's right in my backyard there. And me and the kids will go down there and fish for golf balls. We got all kinds, man.
Have you heard about the guys? At least one guy. He makes a lot of money, and I don't think he's around here, Florida. I could be wrong. He is a scuba diver, and he goes in the water hazards. and brings a golf.
I heard
ball
about
out.
that.
Makes a lot of
money, huh?
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
And
then
then
in Florida, though, you don't know what's in the water.
gators and everything. Yeah, you don't want to deal with that.
Yeah. It's time here for Whitey's Wayback Machine quiz for April 11th.
Are we getting Jay in there, or is it Ramsey? Who wants to get beat?
I don't know. Yeah, Jay, you want to play the quiz with?
I'll play
because Ramsey
gonna
will
do it. All right, Ramsey, you ain't ready for this smoke, bro. I know. I see how it is, Jay. I see how it is.
All right, you've been on a little winning streak.
I know. I've been dominant.
All
like
right.
OKC out here.
You're up first, Drapes here. Whitey's Wayback Machine quiz for April 11th, brought to you by Lee's Air Heating and Plumbing. We have this date, what year in baseball equipment. We have this date, what year in sports radio. 1962, 1967, 1981, and 2000.
2000.
The year 2000. You're up. Multiple choice for you. This date, 2000. Then Pac-Bell Park opens in San Francisco.
Okay.
Same day, what other Major League Park opened? Petco in San Diego, Comerica in Detroit, or Target Field in Minneapolis. Opened the same day as Pac-Bell Park, this date, 2000.
And what were the other
choices? Are Petco Park in San Diego, Comerica Park in Detroit, Target Field in Minneapolis.
I'm going to go with Comerica Park.
Comerica Park is, in fact, correct.
Ramsey thought he had that one.
I was going to say Comerica.
Yeah. I knew that. I knew it wasn't Target, that's for sure. And I'm like, Petco, nah, it's not that.
Really, just watching you. You worked your way through
Exactly.
that.
That's why, brought
impressive.
some more time, too, by asking the choices again. And,
Yes.
yeah.
By the way, Anthony Slater, speaking of time, 5 o'clock.
Oh, 5
He's going to be joining us. So let's see, Ramsey. This date, what year in baseball equipment? This date, what year in sports radio? 1962, 1967, and 1981. You're down 1-0.
Let's go this year. What year? Sports radio.
All right, this date, what year in sports radio? You get to hear it. You can decide if you want Drapes to go first or whether you want to go first. Closest to Pittsburgh station KDKA becomes the first to broadcast a sporting event, a fight between lightweights Johnny Ray and Johnny Dundee. This date, what year? KDKA in Pittsburgh. first to broadcast a sporting event. It was a light heavyweight boxing match.
I'll defer to Kyle Draper first,
All right,
please.
Draper.
This is tough. When was radio even invented? I don't even know.
I was an intern at that station.
1925.
1925. What do you think, Ramsey?
I'm going to go.
First sporting event on radio. This day, what year? Boxing match, Pittsburgh.
I'll go. You said 25?
I said 1925.
I'll go 1926.
1921.
Whoa! Your boy is on fire, baby. Whitey, come on, man. Don't doubt me.
Game ain't over.
That was a good one, though. That was pretty good right there.
Yeah. So you're up, Drapes. This day, what year in baseball equipment? 1962, 1967, 1981. You're off that.
Baseball equipment.
All right. This day, what year in baseball equipment? Roger Bresnahan.
Is this a
this day, what year? So
here, the whole question.
Decide
Okay,
who goes first, yeah. Roger Bresnahan of the Giants becomes the first catcher to wear shin guards. This date, what year?
I would defer to Ramsey, please.
All right, Ramsey, you get to go first. This day, what year? New York Giants catcher Roger Bresnahan becomes the first catcher to wear shin guards. This date, what year?
Let's go.
Draper with a 2-0 lead. Ramsey, by the way, pinch hitting for Jay.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's go 1942.
1942. Kyle Draper.
Nah, I got to be before that. 41.
1907.
Yeah.
1907.
Yes.
Kyle Draper has a 3-0 lead. He's almost clinched.
Commanding 3-0 lead. Commanding. Yeah.
All right, Ramsey, still got time here. 1962, 1967, 1981. Where do you want to go?
I'm going to go with my birth year, 1981.
1981. Larry Holmes, this date, 1981, retains his WBC title by beating who in a unanimous decision? Tim Witherspoon, Jerry Cooney, or Trevor Burbick?
Jerry Cooney.
Jerry Cooney is not correct. You don't need it. You've clinched the win, but you want to take the guess anyway?
Everybody knows it's Trevor Burbick.
It is Trevor Burbick.
Come on, man.
Jerry Cooney, too, though.
No, that's not the question.
Okay.
Ramsey, but he fought Jerry. No, that's not the question.
You didn't fight him on this date in 1981.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, that was a mollywop.
Wow.
No, because Ramsey beat me before.
Yeah,
Last time so I had to get a little revenge, man. Sorry I had to do that to you, big fella.
Yeah.
I fell for you. It was your birthday, so, I mean, gave you a belated birthday present, that's all.
Well, the problem now is Whitey budgeted 12 minutes for this Wayback quiz. I beat it in about 3. What are we going to do here for the next?
I'm going to go use the restroom. So
right. What are we going to do
Thank
here?
you, Ramsey.
All right,
Thank
Ramsey.
you. Congratulations to Kyle Draper with a wow.
You think these dudes hanging to say hi to us? See, this is what I was talking about. These dudes over against the wall to your right, all the way over. All right, here they go.
Yeah, see?
Remember that? I think they're a little too afraid to say hi to Mr. Whitey Gleason.
How are you?
What's up, fellas? What's up, boys?
Bye. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Yeah. From the other states. Yes. Yeah. That's my guy.
No, don't be.
Thank you. Thank you.
You try to take a play out of my page, out of my book there. That's my guy. I'm not even going to.
Sure you do, Whitey. Sure you remember him.
This guy's like, Whitey, my guy, you remember me, right? Whitey's like, yeah.
See what happened was.
All right, now that he's gone. Do you remember?
It's coming back to me. It's coming back.
You see how big time he is, Ramsey? He's like, I don't remember the little people. You know, that's messed up.
I believe I used to work with the young man.
That was hilarious. Yeah. I told you they were just hanging out, staring at you. They're a little too nervous to come say hi to you.
Yeah. If you get a chance, come on by. It is, after all, Kyle Draper's birthday weekend, and he would appreciate a little
birthday year. How about that? Like, I'm at the 50th. I'm celebrating. What's the how long can you celebrate a birthday?
A week. In my book, at the most.
But what if it's in season? So you gotta, like, for me, ideally I would have taken a trip this weekend, but I got Kings game, so I got to do it after the season.
Yeah, my answer stands. A week.
week?
You do what do what works for you, Drapes.
You could, Drapes. You could have done like you said earlier. Birthday weekend, the Masters going on. You could have went to Augusta.
I got a job though, bro.
I understand.
I can't take off during the season. Like, especially now, the season hangs in the balance here, big fella. We're talking play-in home court advantage.
Yeah.
I can't take off now.
There's a lot at stake throughout the Western Conference. Anthony Slater from the Athletics is going to join us. He was going to be here, I believe, at the game.
What happened?
Well, with the Warriors now, everything going on with them, I believe he's up in Portland
covering
them.
Oh, and that's the Warriors play.
Yeah,
okay.
so Slates is going to join us with a look at, his prediction was Kings, Warriors in the play-in. Is he still feeling like that's going to happen? We'll find out when he joins us next. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
Every day when we're on the road, people around us endanger themselves and others by looking at their phones while driving. There's the sneaker-peeker who darts their eyes between the road and their texts, or the nightlighter who illuminates their car after dark. If that's you, reconsider before you find yourself becoming the fender bender-er, the got a ticket-er, or worst of all, the driver who killed someone. Put the phone away or pay. Paid for by NHTSA.
The Napoleon Stainless Steel Prestige 500 connected propane grill with infrared side and rear burner is a dynamic evolution in grilling. Featuring Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connectivity, it brings you closer to your grilling experience than ever before. The Napoleon Connected lets you monitor temperatures, set timers, and receive high temp warnings all from your smartphone. With temperature probes and LCD display, you'll always know exactly what's happening inside your grill. Napoleon's LED control knobs even illuminate for nighttime, entertaining and feature safety glow. Napoleon Grills, simply the best.
At SMUD, we power local business with incentives on clean energy equipment, tools to manage electricity usage and save money, tailored solutions from dedicated strategic account advisors, and 50% lower rates than neighboring utilities, all while doing more for the planet with clean energy solutions, savings, reliability, personalized service, clean energy, helping local businesses thrive. That's our clean power promise. Learn more at smud.org.
Springfest at Lowe's means can't miss savings for your home and lawn. Right now, buy 3 bags, get 3 free on Miracle Grow 3/4 cubic foot all-purpose garden soil. Plus, buy 2, get 1 free on select exterior paint and stain via mail-in rebate. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 4/16, excludes Alaska and Hawaii. While supplies last, selection varies by location. See rebate form for complete list of eligible products. Offer excludes clearance and mist tints and can't be combined with any other offer, promotion, discount, or coupon.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's Carmichael Dave talking to you about my good friends at American Energy. You're in the Sacramento area. You know how the seasons work. They are a-changing right now. So American Energy wants to help you stay warm for the rest of the cold season, but help you stay cool during the warm season. Best way to do that, make sure your system is operating safely. So right now is the time to take advantage of half off a tune-up, $24.50. They cut that right in half, and if you want a diagnostic, guess what? You can't beat free. If it's free, it's me, and now it can be you. And also, it's the end of the season blowout. $4,000 off a new system plus any rebates. That $4,000, that's a direct drop from the sticker price. It's a great deal. Check them out at theaeway.com or an instant quote, or give them a call at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Tell them your good buddy Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
And now a brief history of the garage door. Garage doors could date back to 450 BC when chariots were stored in gatehouses. Here in the States, they became a thing around the start of the 20th century. You could find a float-over door in a catalog way back in 1906. National Garage Doors have been around since 1974. They're family-owned and operated, so you can trust them to solve any garage door issues you may have. Squeaky door, malfunctioning door, or a need for a new door, which is what prompted us to give them a call, 916-638-4554. At National Garage Door Service is their #1 priority. I've witnessed that commitment in my own home, certainly in our garage. National Garage Door sells quality Rainer-branded garage doors. They are the nation's BSE broken spring experts. So if you have a garage door that looks and sounds like it dates back to 450 BC, National Garage Door can help, whether it's a garage door tune-up repair repair, or replacement you need, they'll take care of you at National Garage Door, 916-638-4554. That's 916-638-4554. National Garage Door.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Sacramento Kings basketball.
Through the hoop, two-hand throwdown by Keegan Murray. The run to the playoffs. Over-the-shoulder pass is a super room service setup for Domantas Sabonis.
On Sacktown Sports 1140.
Good afternoon again. This is Ramsey Barker here with Sacktown Sports 1140 with your up-to-date Masters read for the first two rounds of the Masters coming from Augusta, Georgia. Justin Rose carries a one-shot lead at 8 under into the clubhouse after 2 rounds. Just behind him at 7 under is Modesto's own Bryson DeChambeau. You've got 2 at 6 under, including Rory McIlroy. The cut line was at 2 over par. Jordan Spieth just slid in at 2 over par, excuse me. But we have 6 former Masters champions that will not be playing this weekend in Augusta, Georgia. They did not make the cut. Your coverage of the Masters is brought to you by Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and all about quality. Up next will be the Athletics' Anthony Slater with the Drive Guys, Kyle Draper, and Whitey Gleason right here on Sacktown Sports 1140.
You were for kids talk and so much more. Down sports.
Thank you to Ramsey for holding things together today. We have Jay out here with us at Tom's Watch Bar, celebrating belatedly Kyle Draper's birthday, getting ready, of course.
Happy birthday, brother.
For the Kings.
Thank you, guys.
The
Thank
Clippers.
you.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah. Our next guest, he's been saying for a while, he's been joining us for many weeks now, and he keeps coming back to, maybe the Kings and the Warriors end up in the play-in.
Right. He wants to see this.
Anthony Slater from the Athletics. Slates, thanks for joining us today. I know you're up in Portland. How are you feeling about that prediction right now? Kings and Warriors in the play-in. Where does that stand?
Well, your guy Harrison Barnes made it more likely the other night.
Yeah.
Dagger 3. Decently. I mean, Memphis just, and I think this is actually a good thing for the Kings, but Memphis is kind of looking weaker every day to where even if the Warriors fall to 7, they gave up 52 third quarter points, which was stunning. But it's just, to me, whoever's in that 7, and it's going to be somebody good, right? It's either going to be Clippers, Warriors, Minnesota, who you saw beat Memphis last night. I just think they're probably going to win the 7-8. Who knows? It's a one-game scenario. So I guess my point is, even if the Kings win the 9-10, I think they're probably going to get the Grizzlies in Memphis, would just be my guess at this point. And honestly, I don't hate the Kings in that game.
How about that, Drapes?
All right, okay. He's feeling confident about our boys, huh? That's interesting.
And he's not one to sugarcoat the Kings' chances in anything.
Oh, no, we know that for sure. We know he keeps it real. He keeps it real.
By the way, it's more of a commentary on Memphis. If I'm being
I
honest,
got you.
Well, you know what's the issue there with Memphis in terms of on the court? Is it the Ja, celebration? Is it the new coach? Is it they're not very good? Why aren't you thinking Memphis could turn it around?
I mean, the Ja celebration thing is kind of wacky. And I was there the night, him and Buddy Hield are doing the freaking air guns at each other. But that's not, they just can't guard. I mean, I said 52 points in the third quarter last night. Part of the reason Taylor Jenkins got fired is, they historically, back a couple years ago, I remember when they were the 2 seed, they were top 6 type defense in the league. Now they're in like 20s, particularly bad lately. So, you give up 52 points in the quarter, says plenty. I think Ja's a problem, defensively. Jaren Jackson, previous defensive player of the year, he can't stay out of foul trouble, and he can't, plug all erase all the mistakes that's going on around him. They had the, nice rookie Jalen Wells, obviously local kid in Sacramento, or Sonoma State. Sorry, he went to Sonoma State. But he's out for the year. Broke his wrist on that scary fall the other night, so they got even more problems.
But you're right. Jalen Wells is a Sacramento kid, so you're right on both fronts.
Kid. Yep.
Slates. On the opposite end of the spectrum from the Grizzlies, you got a Clippers team that, they're scoring more than 130 in 2 of the last 3 games. They've won 6 in a row. What, as far as you can tell, has gotten into this Clippers team?
Kawhi Leonard, a good Kawhi Leonard, a healthy Kawhi Leonard, added on to James Harden, who's had, I think, kind of an underrated season considering his name. I think people kind of threw him out for dead as far as superstars go. And he is not who he once was in his Houston prime, but he's still really good, kind of methodical point guard that fits what Ty Lue wants to do. Zubac, I would consider Zubac one of the most underrated players in the league. You talk to people, they say he's like a top 5 type center. I think he's going to get all defense, probably first or second team all defense. He kind of walls off the rim. Ty Lue is one of the best in-game, strategic coaches in the league. And the fact that Kawhi Leonard is back and looking like himself, I talk to people that think they're one of the biggest threats to win the West. Wow. I don't know if I'd go that far. We'll see. Obviously they're in Sacramento tonight. What's interesting is I think that result matters more for the Warriors and the Nuggets than it does necessarily for the Kings. But there's going to be a lot of watchful eyes in the middle of the conference. Because if the Kings take down the Clippers, that could really shake things up.
Anthony Slater joining us here to Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports 1140. With that being said, Slates, I'm hearing you say not necessarily bullish on Memphis. You're liking the Clippers. What about a team like Minnesota? I'm looking at the standings, and at first thought I'm thinking, man, the West has a lot of good teams. Do you think these are all good teams, or are these all flawed teams that we're seeing in this race 6, 7, 8 area?
Both, all of the above. I think good but flawed, not great, right? Good, not great. I think there's one great team in the conference, and they're the one that's up about 15 games on everybody else.
Yeah.
And Minnesota, it just depends night to night. They do strange stuff. Before they just boat raced Memphis last night in Memphis, they lost at home to Milwaukee. They lost a 24-point lead in 10 minutes. They lost the fourth quarter 40-13. They got some kind of Jekyll and Hyde type tendencies. I like Anthony Edwards. I think Julius Randle's kind of hit and miss for them. Last night he looked really good, but I'm not sure he's been that great of a fit. I'm not sure the Towns trade has gone as well as they would have liked. But, we saw him in the playoffs last year. We saw the way Edwards raced his game in round 1, round 2. They swept the Suns. They took down the Nuggets, which felt pretty monumental when they did it last year. Sure, they could get hot. And, if you're the Thunder sitting up at 1, you're probably going to get somebody scary in 8. Although, again, I guess I'm feeling less scary about Memphis. But, I think it's kind of matchup dependent too, what type of team, styles make fights, right? In the playoffs, we've always seen that. And I think some teams are worse for others. I think it's just very matchup based.
Anthony Slater from The Athletic with us. I'm going to ask you, if you would, to speculate a little here. I know there's really no way of knowing this, but, the Kings face a lot of potentially big decisions this offseason. To what extent do you think what happens between now and the end of their season will determine how big the moves they decide to make are? How much is what's still to come going to determine what they decide to do in the offseason, or do you think they pretty much have an idea?
I think they have an idea. I think that idea is based upon an expectation that they're probably not getting through the play-in. Mm-hmm. And to your question, if they shoot through the play-in, if they take down the Mavericks, if they go on the road and beat the Grizzlies, let's say, and then go into Oklahoma City and, put up a decent fight in round 1, that would probably change their mind, because that would tell us more, right? That probably meant Zach LaVine looked great, and DeRozan has a fountain of youth, and Doug Christie's coaching his tail off to in 2 must-win games, and maybe has a decent little series against the Thunder. That would probably change your mind and everybody's mind on how the season went. Just like you felt last year, especially we can call the Kings organization a little bit reactionary with their decision making. Well, you felt like their loss to the Pelicans kind of like shattered some people's confidence a little bit heading into the summer, right? And that was just a one-game scenario. But I think decisions are likely to be made assuming that they're just one game and out, or they just don't get through the plan. But that could change. It's two games. I think they'll probably be slightly favored in the first one against Dallas, and then you get a one-game crack if you get through Dallas.
Anthony Slater joining us. Hey, Slate, there's this, chatter outside the organization about whether or not, the team should actually make the playoffs because of the draft pick situation, whether it conveys to Atlanta or not. Do you know if they've had any kind of internal discussions about what they want to do with that potential pick? Do they want to convey it as soon as possible? Are they okay with it maybe kicking over to next year?
I think you're seeing, like they're going for it, right? They're not.
Yeah.
If they were trying to lose games, they just sit their veterans. They would have lost games the last few weeks. They'd be sitting down where Phoenix is, and they'd keep their pick. So clearly the internal, mandate has been to go for the playoffs because they got a lot of veterans, especially guys that are, wondering about their future that I don't think would be very happy if they just laid down because they want to get the 12th pick in the draft. And again, 12th pick, it can be substantial. You can get a main guy, but you mentioned it right there. I think sometimes with these protected picks, we forget that you can save it this year, but then you're giving it away next year.
Right.
So, you probably, I think, what does it go to? A top 10 protected the following year? I think the desire from the organization right now would be to, slip in through the play-in, give the pick to Atlanta, keep the pick next year, and try to make the playoffs and have, the 16th pick in the following draft. And the other thing I will say about this draft, there's a lot of hype about Cooper Flagg and some of the prospects up top, particularly Flagg. From what I heard, the mid to late lottery is not anything special compared to previous drafts, and the picks between the 10 and 20s are not that appealing. I know that even for a fact because the Warriors, they put their own top 10 protected pick in the Jimmy Butler trade to Miami, partly because they had scouted that part of the draft and didn't think it was anything special.
Slates, when you look at the Kings' history of going through coaches as quickly as they do, were they just just ahead of the curve here? The way NBA teams are firing coaches. I mean, I call it Coach-ageddon. Is this going to change the way teams in the future think about whether or not they want to get rid of their head coach?
Maybe, if it works, right?
Yeah.
If it's Nuggets against the Grizzlies in the West Finals or something like that, maybe people will be like, oh, this help.
Yeah.
But, I think those two circumstances were unique to themselves, and I'm sure you guys have read some of the aftermath. And the other thing is, Steve Kerr made an interesting point the other day. He just feels like with where the league is going financially and the billions just flooding into the league and the type of money that a lot of these new owners, Matt Ishbia, for example, in Phoenix, who keeps changing coaches every year and is probably about to change coaches again. He just feels like owners are more willing to, it doesn't matter what the price is. They'll just pay off the coach and go try to get a new one. And it's kind of leading to a quicker cycle and a quicker trigger on some of these coaches.
All right, Slates, we appreciate it. We look forward to talking to you here as the play-in season and the postseason gets started. So enjoy the game of Portland. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, Warriors Kings next Friday night.
There you go.
All right.
Thanks, Slates. Why are you shaking your head, Jay?
I don't know about that.
Jay don't want that, huh?
Nah,
he don't want that.
Give me Memphis and Minnesota.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I'm with you.
It'd be entertaining.
Right. It'd be good for the region, Hatfields and McCoys, the storylines and everything. But I'm actually kind of tired of the Warriors too. I'm kind of like the Draymond narrative, and I don't know, man.
You tired of a rivalry though?
It's old and played out now, man. It's played out for us. I want to see them go to dethrone Ant, knock off Ant Edwards.
So you sound like me with the Lakers. It's old and played out.
Yeah.
That's why I thought the Warriors is like the new Lakers.
The new thing.
Yeah. I understand where you're coming from, but I also know that if it came to that, if the Kings played the Warriors and the Kings knocked the Warriors out of the play-in game, you would be crowing louder than anybody in the history of basketball.
But here's the thing, though, Whitey. If they lost to the Warriors, and I know I said it's played out, but that's sort of me protecting myself. If
Yeah,
we lost, I would
get
be
that.
crushed. I'd be crushed.
Me and you both.
These guys, these jokers, come on, man. Because here's the thing. Warriors fans are already so arrogant as it is. You know what I mean? The way they try to take over our building, walk around our city and stuff like that. And so this would give them more ammunition. This would give them more ammunition.
I thought that was a really interesting answer from Slates when I asked him about what are the Kings doing and how might that change depending on what they do the rest of the way. And his opinion is they pretty much have an idea what they want to do, but it could change if they play well. Yeah.
So it could
They have a
change
pretty
still.
good idea with that. They're probably not going to get out of the play-in Slate's opinion. But if they do, maybe that changes some things. They decide, oh, this is better than we thought.
So and listening to Slates and hearing you regurgitate that, if you will, it sounds like they are looking to make some moves this offseason.
Sure.
Unless
Yeah.
this team gives them a reason by playing
Right.
well and winning games to keep the group together.
Yeah. Huh.
That's
And-
interesting.
Yeah, and let's face it. When you have to evaluate what you have, these next few games, especially as important as they're going to be, could provide some really important information in terms of figuring all that out.
I wonder too, Whitey, because the criticism against Monty McNair a couple of years ago is that he thought the 48-win team, run it back, keep everybody, and it'll grow. I wonder if he thinks no matter what with this year's team, I'm not making that mistake again. You know what I mean? Or does he think, like a couple of years ago, this core is good enough and I just need to build around the margins?
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting this offseason.
To me, it's a little bit nuanced, but to me, the idea of bringing this team back, it's like, well, you really can't because this wasn't the team all year.
Right.
You haven't had it a whole year. So if you bring it back, it's really just still continuing to see what you've got. But, I mentioned to you that last week I was saying the day when you weren't here, I said, boy, one thing they know is that Levine and DeRozan, great players, but it doesn't work together. And since then, we've seen evidence that it might.
It might. And that's the thing. This whole narrative that it doesn't work together, maybe it's the parts around them aren't perfect for them. Maybe they aren't the issue in Chicago. Maybe it was the pieces that the Bulls put around them, not the issue.
Let's join Doug Christie in press conference.
mirror and get with that.
And along those lines, it's probably going to mean a lot to them. Excuse me, I'll show off my phone. It's probably going to mean a lot to them. I'm curious if you kind of match that same thing, knowing that your seeding in the play-in tournament is already kind of set.
Yeah, I mean, it does. I'm just in my life, I'm not really a person that worries about other things that I can't control, like other people's business. I kind of stay in my own business. So, I get that. I've seen it. And it's been said to the team, so they understand the stakes. But at this time of the year, if you're not understanding the stakes, you're probably in the wrong locker room.
Doug, just with only 2 games left, I mean, you're both are at home. You're under 500 at home. How much is it for you, a goal to get back to 500?
Say it again. We're under.
You're under 500 at home.
I am.
No, but your team is.
Say that.
Your team is.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, home court is huge, man, and especially for our people. We love them dearly. They are fantastic fans, and nothing hurts me more than to come in here and not put on the type of performance for them that they deserve. I know that they respect from putting on the jersey, that they appreciate. There's no greater feeling than that. So for us, ever since that I sat in the seat, it was always this is home. These are our people, and we come out in front of our people and we give them what they came here to see. So that message never changes.
Coach Christie, how Devin Carter been looking to you these last couple games, especially on the defensive end?
He's been spectacular. Everything that Devin is bringing, I think he really used his time in the G League well. Locked in and focused and came back, and he's played at a really, really high level. His physicality and what I call make him feel us, he makes you feel him. Offensively, he's, as a rookie, you're just going to continue to evolve. Most times you don't get that type of physicality from a young player like that. But, I've been highly impressed, and I've said as much to him as well.
Doug, getting Keegan back, how good is that? And maybe particularly against a team like this with, some size and length and talent on the wings?
Yeah. When you go into these games and you're missing like 3 starters or 2 of your best wing defenders in Keegan and Jake, it's, you don't make excuses. It's difficult, but to have him back is a big bonus, because it's not just the defense, because I've told you guys many times, in my opinion, Keegan is an all defensive player. He shoots 40% from behind the 3, and he's playing with a high level of smile. Like he's having fun. And that's what I want from him, is first and foremost, always remember, like I tell you guys, it's a child's game. So we should always have that joy. And when that joy begins to leave you, you need to check yourself, because this is what it's about. It is very serious. And there is, the professionalism and all that, but make no mistake about it. What drew you to this game was the joy that you feel, that kept you going back when people aren't there and when people aren't watching. And when he plays with that, that's really my most worry about him, is smile for me.
Hey, Doug, obviously the game in LA ended the way that it did last month, but your team's the only one since February ended that kept Kawhi under 20 points. What are you, looking back at that game, what do you feel like worked? And what do you feel like you need to kind of duplicate with how he's continued to progress since you last saw him?
I mean, Kawhi is a monster, man. So Kawhi is a type of player, like, to your point, like, there was a physicality, there were some contests, there were some things, but in my opinion, Kawhi goes in kind of the self-check category. Like, some nights when you play against a player like that, he just ain't hitting his shots. I knew he was coming back, so there's that part of it, but his ability, even probably the more impressive one, was in the first half, where he got fouled and kind of flipped it up down on our end, and it went in, and it was an and one. And right then I was like, ugh, because those are the type of shots that when you're a player like that, once you see it go in, now you go to the free throw line, you hit one, and now you're on autopilot. But he's just impressive, man, how he goes about his business. I have the utmost respect for him and how he approaches the game. There's a professionalism with him. I know there's a joy in there. He doesn't always smile, but there's a joy in there that you can see that he plays with.
Doug, going back to Keegan, I mean,
Christie's pregame. Thank you, Ramsey. What do you think, Drapes? No, let me just say this.
Yeah.
Tony Ray Harvey, our friend, one thing I appreciate about Tony Ray Harvey, when he addresses Coach Christie, he says, Coach.
Yeah. That's a sign of respect, right?
Yes.
It's not Doug. It's not, not his boy.
Hey,
In this setting, it's coach and media. And so, no, but Tony Ray Harvey is a trained journalist too. Like,
that's true.
He sticks to the AP principles. You know what I mean?
Right. You're right.
So, shout out to our guy Tony Ray.
Yeah, that was a great question. I believe it was from Law Murray about how the Kings.
Yeah.
What did he say? One of the few, or the only team since the break that's held Kawhi
under 20.
Yeah.
And that's crazy that we lost that game.
I know. And you said yourself, you think that loss took something, sapped the very soul.
A little soul out of them.
Yeah.
And they did not have Norman Powell that game. So it's going to be a different kind of matchup tonight. And we desperately needed Keegan back in the lineup tonight, because they have so many offensive weapons. Think about it like this way. You got Kawhi Leonard. Keegan's going to match up on him. Keon's going to have to check James Harden. That leaves Norman Powell, who's a 22-point-per-game scorer. Who's guarding him?
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're without your 2 best one-ball defenders, this team is nightmare. So it's good that we have Keegan back.
Here's one thing I'll be watching for. Maybe you can explain this to me. The Clippers are, what are they, 3rd in the league in defense? They're very good defensive team.
Top 5 defense for sure.
James Harden's a terrible defender. How are they able to make that work?
Yeah, that's a good question. Because they've surrounded them with excellent defenders. Kawhi is excellent. Powell is a solid defender. You throw in a Derrick Jones Jr., who's long and athletic.
They've got enough good defenders to kind of hide him.
Yeah, exactly. And I wonder if, the game plan tonight is going to be go at James Harden, get him in a lot of action. That's a good thing, but at times I feel like it's backfired for us because it leads us into that one-on-one ball. I got the matchup I want. Let me go one-on-one and try to cook. And if you don't make those shots, then everybody else, gets cold, doesn't get to touch the ball.
Yeah. Two things that scare me about the Clippers. The Kings have, as we know, struggled to defend the three-point line all season. The Clippers are 29th in attempts from three, but they're 7th in percentage. They got 4 guys, Powell, Bogey, Kawhi, and Coffey, shooting better than 40%. And then Zubats, too. He's scary.
And they're sort of like the team we just saw a couple of nights ago, Denver. Denver doesn't take a lot of attempts, but they make a high percentage. And we saw them do that the other night against us.
Yeah. And what are your duties tonight, sir?
Play-by-play with Sacramento State head basketball coach Mike Bibby.
Really?
Yes. Bibby is on pre- and post game with me in halftime tonight.
How about that?
Yep. Tonight and Sunday, he's going out with a bang, finishing up his duties with NBC.
Yeah. Jay,
That's
anything to say before we go here?
This dude headed to Stockton.
Yeah, shouts out to Stockton, man.
That's right.
Be out that way. Game 2?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Stockton
need this
Kings,
one. Must win. Yeah.
It is a must win.
Must win.
Yeah.
They're going to be celebrating. I don't want to see a celebration tonight.
No,
Right.
not for Osceola.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for being
You
with us.
sticking around?
Okay,
all right.
Yeah. I got to hang out with my guy.
Yeah, he said, yeah.
I gotta hang out with my guy. Yeah.
I see.
You
how
should
it is.
hang around. You should stick around because game night is next with the high flyer at Scott March next on Sacktown Sports. Thank you, Ramsey.
Capital Casino, conveniently located on 411th North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. A sunny start Saturday. Temperatures